be live. Let's see how it goes.
We're live.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the mic.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Hello, 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 my lovelies, and welcome to another episode of Padded Cell.
Yay, padded cell. Ooh.
And I did not realize that the F, where the F went until now, and that's just weird. You know that thing where you're putting stuff in and then it'll skip to the end for no reason? Yeah, that happened with the thing, and I added an extra F. Oh, well. Hi, Tom Dog.
Hey, Tom Dog. Feel free to hop in if you want.
May I start with a PSA, please, and thank you.
Yes, you may.
It is Super Bowl! Yay! And all that good junk. Yeah, whatever. Now, I need everybody to understand it's Super Bowl, so therefore everybody's ordering out. You may be like us, and you don't have a choice. Or you may be like, hey, I really don't want to cook at Super Bowl. Somebody else make dinner tonight. Some of the restaurants, pardon me, I did not mean to burp on the mic. Some of the restaurants are closing early because they have been slammed. Please give them grace. On the flip side, if you are one of those restaurants that are closing early, for all that is holy, please, if possible, tell your customers, call them something before they get there and tell them. That way they don't drive to a whole another town to pick up their order just to be told, hey, we were not able to make your order because we have no product. I would not have screamed at you if you said, hey, we cannot make your order because we have no product. We ran out. I would have been, okay, thank you. Have a wonderful night. I hope you get some rest. So, that is my PSA for the people who are buying the food and for the people who are making the food.
And be kind, because your delivery drivers and such are working way, way, way harder than they normally are. So,
because, yeah, be kind to the restaurant workers, be kind to the drivers, be kind to the people you talk to over the phone to make the things. Okay? They deserve your kindness because they're making your food for you and delivering it in a lot of cases.
Brad and Oscar loves you. So, all you delivery drivers and people who are getting food and everything. And hi! Oh, I feel like... Oh, I got... Oh, guess what? This is an episode where we will show this is Carrie's medicine box. Yes,
Oh,
I don't
okay.
need to eat food because I have to take this many. These are my breakfast pills. Yes, I woke up really late today. So this is breakfast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I've gotten really good at eating breakfast. So forgive me a second here.
It's been one of those days.
All done.
Yay! Whereas I have like a well, not even half started plate of nachos, and I get a blizzard because I am special. But also, yeah, it is being a week. It is weeking hard.
Yes, I just got called beautiful soup.
Beautiful soup.
Yes, lovely Drew Mallow just sent me something. He was like, "Good on you, you beautiful soup, soul." And I'm just like, "Beautiful evening soup."
Get it right, Drew. And besides,
Uh,
Drew, if you're listening, we love you.
and Ratatosker loves you too, even though you mercilessly make fun of him. Oh, so how's it been going, everybody? I
Uh,
mean,
let's see. It's been 81 degrees, 80s, 75 to 80s in the last week. Our air conditioner's dead. The dishwasher's been acting retarded. And, um, yeah, the usual stuff.
it's like 25 here right now. We were supposed to have all these yesterday. It was like, you're gonna be full of ice and snow, and it's gonna be like terrible. And beware, because we're in Nebraska, but we're in Lincoln, Nebraska, so we have our uh, cone of safety that goes out and like redirects the storms. So we went to go get pedicures yesterday. Yes, I get pedicures because
Awesome.
yeah, I got a weird color though. Like I usually go with a dark green to match my lipstick, and they no longer had one. So I picked out this like shiny purple. And when you see the colors all next to each other on the color selection, they sometimes, because they're next to other colors, look different. They like are set off, they pop. And then when you actually see them, I have old lady toes today. They're like metallic magenta, but more on the puce side. Like it's like really dark puce. So I'm kind of like, I would not have picked that nail polish color if I had known what it's going to look like. But, you know, but yeah, so we got picked up and mom's like, oh, look at all the ice and snow. Because we had none, it went to South Dakota. Our cone of safety was in like overdrive and just like, go.
So my cousin got it in your place.
Yes. And I got a pedicure.
We love you, Mandy. I
Sorry
don't know
about
if you ever
that.
watch, but we love you, Mandy.
And yes, pedicures are both like a good mental health thing because you get to sit in a massaging chair while somebody like they do the little massage on your legs and stuff, and and they don't mind if you don't shave your legs, by the way, just so you know, they are used to dealing with hairy people. It's okay, but most people shave their legs beforehand, and I tried, but I was like in a hurry and I just used a clipper. And it was like, it looked great in my bathroom where I have shitty light. But when I got there and I'm under the like white super light, I'm like, oh, wow. I
Miss
like,
entire strips of hair.
yeah, yeah. And I didn't get close enough to where, like, I don't know how my head, like this far away from my leg under certain lighting can be like, oh, that looks really good. And then all of a sudden, like sitting far away, I look down and I'm like, oh, my whole leg is like, I buzzed it, but it's still like that long. But yeah, so pedicure is nice and relaxing, and they rub hot stones on your calves, and you go, oh,
Ooh, it's so
that's
nice.
nice. And honestly, I need it mostly because I like from years and years and years of working in like boots as a server or a cook, I built up really bad calluses. And here's the thing, guys, even if you haven't done that for 20, 30 years, the calluses that you build on your feet will never go away. They will keep coming back forever, even if you walk around barefoot in sandals and aren't doing a lot of work. So, before I start cutting myself open every now and then, I need them to go in and chisel them off for me. But yeah, so that was cool. I hope I didn't gross out whoever's watching. But yeah, callus removal. Hey, Tom Dog.
Hi, Dum
Howdy.
Dum.
I've never seen you wearing a
My
hat before. You look all cool and shit. You're like, hey,
Ew.
kid. Hey, fellow kids. How you doing?
Hi, you fellow kids. Now I just need a skateboard.
I've never seen that movie. I know the meme.
Neither did I, but I seen the meme.
And Jenny, I would like to say I enjoy your hair.
oh, good. Thank you. I just made it lighter to see what
And
happens.
Ratatosker is not having any drink today. I see.
Oh, he is.
Oh, okay.
He's got his
What?
makers. He's just not holding on to it the whole time because
Oh, okay.
I've been moving things around a lot. I had to take my pills, and I took them with my Coke Zero. And now that I've taken my pills, because of this fucking week,
There you go.
yes.
So what's the drink that he has today? All right, I'm gonna tilt
Maker's
my head.
Mark
Good old
something.
I'm
fashioned.
gonna tilt my head back, and you can just pour it right down my gullet. There
Oh
you
yes,
go.
it's good old Maker's Mark. Okay.
Great placement, guys.
Hey, we were doing pretty good with having Ratatosker and Mojo like hanging out the other
Yes,
day.
I see that. I see
Uh,
that. See, he,
I
he
had
we're watching the Super Bowl, and he pretty much drunk everything because he betted everything on the Chiefs like I did, and so he's pretty much losing his friggin' mind right now because he's losing money and he's got to pay the bookie.
Who's
So
the chief? I don't even know who's playing.
Chiefs and the Eagles, and the Eagles are crushing the Chiefs. The Chiefs
Okay.
have scored no points so far, and Patrick Mahomes got sacked 5 times so far.
Wow. I
Yeah,
don't
he
I
is
don't know
playing
much about the
horrible.
Chiefs. I haven't kept up with pro ball for quite a few years because
Yeah,
I used to be a Green Bay fan, and then they got rid of Favre, and then I got confused, and then I dated two Steelers fans back to back, so it was kind of like, okay, you become a Steelers fan, and then I just, you know, I don't know who to follow anymore. My sister's still all Green Bay, but my family is kind of a big mix up of stuff because they like to insult each other because it's like the different it's crazy how aggressive it can make like family
yeah,
gatherings and stuff to have just different
yeah.
football players as your oh, Jenny, I thought you were gone. But
Oh, I'm still here. It's
Come
just that part
on.
where I have no food until just before the show. So while you guys are talking about things that I know nothing about, I was stealing bites.
oh, okay. Um yeah, no, I do things with Green Bay for my sister. I think my aunt,
There you go.
they've been big fans of the Cowboys for a long time, and I have a problem with the Cowboys um historically because way back in the day they treated their players like terribly.
Yeah,
Like if you're a football player there, you had a full-time job as well in order to just have employment, and they were like finding out when they played different games, like they talk to other players and they'd be like, yeah, we got this for the bonus. They're like, you make that much a year? And they're like, no, I made that much as my bonus. I make this much a year. And they're like, you guys get paid to play like a living wage? And so I don't know. I guess they've changed, over the years, but it's still just like that was a really bad start to a pro team. So, and I learned all these things because I dated somebody who was a football fanatic and would watch things. He didn't believe in wearing headphones. I would be in a different room reading, and he would be like, I am going to use the biggest speakers with the loudest volume so that everybody in the building can hear the documentary that I am watching on every football thing ever. Oh God, it was so horrible. But yeah, so I'd be like reading something and I'm like, well, I just learned the entire history of the Cowboys. I learned all about other football teams, and I've been purging it from my mind ever since. Hey, Ron, how's it going?
I'm tired.
Oscar, he's scared
Why is he scared?
because the nuts are hunting the squirrels, and he's a squirrel.
Well, we're the nuts.
You are tired?
Yeah.
Okay. I am just gonna drink. This is like tonight's goal. I do have a question. Has anybody watched the movie for tomorrow?
Not yet.
No, I have
Yes.
not.
Okay, well, Jenny, if you have, is it safe for me to watch?
It's a trauma movie.
Oh.
There's some flashy lights from the cops, but
Okay. Other than that, it's okay? Because I could.
from what I could tell,
Okay.
If you're familiar with Trauma Vision or Traumaville movies, with Larry Kaufman and all of that, Toxic Avenger, etc., etc.
What's the name of the movie again?
Monster in the
Monster in the
Closet.
Closet.
Oh, okay.
It sounds bad.
I should be.
It should
Mhm.
be mildly
Like that.
entertaining since it's a trauma movie. It's going to have a lot of cheese and camp and over the top special
Oh, I love
effects,
trauma movies.
special effects, blood and gore, because that's what trauma is known for.
Yeah.
Yes. Our dear
It's
Uncle
ridiculous.
Necro did give me lessons about trauma. So I was like, okay. I've learned like kind of what to expect in different things. Just been. Oof. Have any of you seen Nosferatu yet?
I started
No.
it.
Okay. I caught it, and it's like cinematically it is beautiful. The all um the shots are great, the costuming is great, even like the hairstyles and stuff are very it's perfect. But outside of that, it was like, okay, this is every vampire movie the classic vampire movie, just kind of smushed together again. It was like, okay, it's Count Orlok instead of, Dracula, which is, going back, but because that was before Dracula, but it was still kind of like the same, okay, we're going to have this guy sign a contract to get somewhere. And I don't think it's spoilers because it's basically like, oh, I'm connected to this girl whose husband showed up here. And it was just kind of the same movie.
Well, it's effectively the same story as Bram Stoker's Dracula because he took
Yeah.
the inspiration for Dracula from Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I think the difference that they made is that Count Orlok looks very much rather Russian-ish, I thought, in my opinion, with the big mustache, kind of reminded me of Rasputin. And not the, bald rat face, pointy eared, kind of misshapen face that Orlok usually has.
Yeah. And he was not an attractive man. Like, I mean, when there was Gary Oldman, he was scary looking, and then he drank some blood and he got like handsome,
Mm-hmm.
And there was none of that with Count Orlok. He is one kind of scary looking mofo. and he doesn't get hot ever. He's just scary the whole time.
Well, I think that's how Bram Stoker sort of adapted it for his own purpose. Possibly thinking that the vampire would gain more traction if it were, attractive and charismatic, where Orlok was neither.
I love you.
Yeah. I was just sad, like, there wasn't the, like, we never got to see Bill Skarsgård do the, like, stand up from the coffin, thing. I was like, that would have been really cool. And I love Bill Skarsgård, and he did a good job. There wasn't much time with him in it. There was a lot of, there's a lot of ambiance and build up, but I didn't hate it. I would say if you like it, you should go see it. It was really well done, but don't expect anything new to come out of it.
It is a remake.
Yeah. But I guess there was one thing that was kind of different. But hey, Rez.
Hey, everybody.
So far as the original was done back in like 1922 or something.
Yeah. There was like one kind of like, oh, I did not know that kind of thing that happened. But it wasn't like a huge thing. It was just kind of like, oh, you sneaky fucker. And then I was not expecting that. You're talking about Nosferatu, Rez.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Okay, I was saying I liked it cinematically and stuff, but I didn't think it was beautiful, but it didn't have much along the lines of anything I haven't seen before, except for the one
yeah.
twist and stuff. But
Well, I mean, considering there's been more versions of Nosferatu than any movie ever made in the history of time,
yes,
you're never really going to or supposed to see a lot of news, so much as translations for newer decades.
yeah,
And that's what I was really looking for, was the cinematic aspect, along with, if they told the story I knew. They told the story I knew, and like you said, the cinematic value was definitely there. I'm trying to catch Wolfman tonight or tomorrow. See how it turned out.
I did
It's
not
kind
know
of
about
meh.
Wolfman.
Oh yeah.
I did watch Wolfman. It really has nothing to do with the whole Larry Talbot, cursed and all that. It's not. It could just be any kind of werewolf movie. It's not really even a good like rendition of American Werewolf in London. I mean, it's just, and they didn't really do much with the werewolf look itself. It's not really fleshed out.
I just watched American Werewolf in London for the first time this year.
What?
And I watched it because of that Retro Redocticus episode where they said, like, watch a classic movie that you really should have seen, but you never got around to seeing. And
That's a
I
great
did.
movie.
Yeah, I was actually the first one that they had play in their who'd seen the movies. But I was like, okay, the transformation scene was groundbreaking. That was like amazing. But the rest of it, and I had to look up, like, they filmed the porno before they filmed the movie,
Yeah.
because it was supposed to be in a like cartoon theater, but they didn't have those anymore in London. They switched them all over to adult theaters. And so they had to make their own porn to show during the thing, because it's an ongoing trope with the director that they feature that and everything. But I also found out that in the scene where he's running naked in the park or in the zoo because he woke up in the wolf pen, that they spent so much time filming it that they eventually opened the zoo And because he was like, "Where did you get all these extras?" And they're like, "Those are just people at the zoo. These aren't extras." So he's just like, "I'm running around with my junk hanging out for like little, like zoo customers to see." They're like, "Pretty much, yeah."
Yeah.
The thing I didn't really understand about American Werewolf in London is him seeing his dead friend, or the one that died before he was bitten by the werewolf and started turning. And the dead friend that he keeps seeing is so unnecessary in the course of the movie, and it only serves for exposition that I think could have been done some other way.
He was my favorite character in the whole thing. I
Yeah.
thought he was great.
Yeah, because he was dead. He didn't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, I loved him. And the makeup effects on him were like some of the best,
Yep.
except for when they used a basically animatronic version of him in the theater.
Well, yeah.
That was because that wasn't actually him, but then they had all the other people that were in like various stages of decomp hanging out too. But it's just like I loved that guy. I can't remember his name. I want to be like Donnie, but I don't think
But
that's right.
his character was so unnecessary, though. They could have handled it a completely different way. That would have made a hell of a lot more sense.
They could have. I don't know.
But they
Probably
didn't. But they did 40 years ago.
I don't know. I wonder whose idea it
Yeah.
was to make that
No.
a thing. He's seeing his dead friend.
The sequel is worth watching because it's amusing, not because it's a great movie. It's not even half the movie that London is, but Paris is not. It's not terrible. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
But
I'm
that
a
is
terrible
trope.
person because I haven't seen both of those.
I haven't seen
No.
Paris yet, and I think I'm
Next,
older
you're gonna
than you are, so it's okay.
next
I haven't
you guys are gonna
seen
tell me you
Paris.
haven't seen the entire Howling series.
No,
I haven't.
Oh my lord, people! There's a
Seen the
lot
first
of them.
one.
Well, Raz, we
First
all
one's
don't
zero.
have time to just sit around and watch movies like you do.
Or everybody is not as accomplished in multitasking as I am.
I'm going with that option.
I'm
And-
never just sitting there watching a movie. I promise you, but I watch a lot of movies.
I know. You get a lot of stuff done for the want, a lot of writing done too. So I know.
That will make for an interesting season of Tomb of the Terrible.
All the haunted,
Review
all the
movies that
Halloween
we
movies.
haven't seen. Review
The
movies that
Howlings
we
would get
never
you a good couple months for the shows, yeah, and they're all connected. Every one of them, like they're all sequels or the remakes.
And there are like 9 of them.
Man, there's more than that. If you consider they did like this weird legacy sequel that wasn't really a legacy sequel, but it was, and then they did the remake, and they did this other unconnected one, which you found out at the end it was connected. So I think there's like 13 or 14 of them.
Okay.
Ugh.
And I'm starting to see that a lot more. I'm seeing the trope of people deciding, nah, I'll just take my dead best friend.
Yeah,
And
that's a big trope.
I didn't even think about that being a trope until now, because James Hunter had used that in one of his book series.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about supernatural creatures. What about Fright Night?
Yeah.
I loved Fright Night. I haven't seen that for decades,
The
though.
original or
Which
the remake?
one?
The
There's 5
original?
Fright Nights, I'll have you know.
Jesus Christ.
I only knew
I don't
about
have time.
3.
Nope, sorry, 4. 4. I apologize. There's 4. There's the original one, and then the original one had a sequel, and then there's the remake, and the remake had a sequel.
Okay.
I only knew about 3. So thank you
Yep.
for telling me. Now I need to
don't
have a
have
marathon.
time. Speaking of creatures, y'all, if you go out right now, Bloodsucker County by Jeff
I'm going to
Strand,
see
who
this.
we had on recently, is like #1 in Amazon vampire stories and just breaking the charts. And I started it last night, and I finally had to be like, no, I must go to sleep because the sun is up. And so, yeah, highly recommend going out, grabbing it, support that guy because he works hard. He and his
Jeff is
lady.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are both awesome. Jeff and Bridget are awesome.
Yeah. Bridget's got some new stuff out too. It's on sale right now. So go grab yourself some of that. Trying to think of other
Definitely
people.
read A Whisper in the Dark by Elizabeth DeVecchi. She was so cool to talk to on unprinted pages, and she was so nice in the messengers. So that was great. Well, talking in the messenger, I should say. But yeah,
Awesome.
definitely check her out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you can pre-order Cullen Bunn's latest work coming out soon. It's
Yeah.
I gotta hold on.
Speaking of,
I gotta go. I'm like, where was it? Oh, Bones of Our Stars, Blood of Our World is his latest upcoming novel that can be pre-ordered now. And Jump Scare. And he
Yeah.
also is coming out with a bunch of well, we're gonna interview him on Splash Pages on Wednesday with
on Wednesday, I thought it was tomorrow or Tuesday.
No, it's on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
There was a weird schedule thing going on. So
Okay.
he is
Okay.
on a Wednesday. Normally it's on
All right.
Tuesdays, and now sometimes on Saturdays if we get international people. But
Okay.
but Colin had to switch from Tuesday to Wednesday. So
Okie dokie.
I'm glad we got that established because
Yes, because I would have
been
that could have
like,
been bad.
oh, where the fuck ever is yeah. But yeah. A lot of people got a lot of stuff coming up and it's gonna be great. And
I got too much.
Oh yeah.
and you can go read on Rough House Publishing. We're going to be having those guys on here pretty soon. Next week, I believe. They are going to join us. And for Gore Shriek Resurrectus Volume 3, which you can now, their press announcement has been released. Go over to Rough House Publishing and check out. This is going to be the final volume that they're doing. And it'll be going on sale, I believe, March 6th for pre-order. I am going to be hitting that refresh button so I can be number one on the ordering if possible to the ultimate edition because it has so much stuff, guys. That's going to be an unwrapped episode for sure
Oh yeah.
because it's awesome.
I watched a movie at my parents' house called Slay, which was a cross between From Dusk Till Dawn and Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything.
That movie's fucking hilarious.
So it is a bunch of drag queens going cross country to a show, and they stop at a bar that's very much like the Titty Twister. So now we have a bunch of drag queens taking on vampires.
Dude, what you can do with stilettos.
And they did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I'm just like,
I have to admit, it was a rather entertaining movie, and I enjoyed it immensely.
now how is it spelled?
Slay.
Okay.
Like, girl, that slays.
Okay. You never know, you know. Could have a Christmas theme.
Yeah, right.
That's what I thought it was.
That'd be fun.
Or just,
Oh, yeah.
you know, weird spellings.
But they can call it Santa Sleigh.
Santa's in drag taking on vampires.
That would be fun. I would watch that.
We can
Don't
do
we
that.
just call them elves?
Dude, seriously. I can't remember his name. He was in Lord of the Rings, and he was also in The Matrix.
Orlando Bloom?
No.
Orlando Bloom wasn't in the Matrix.
No, the guy who played Mr. Smith in The Matrix.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving, yeah.
He made an awesome drag queen in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
He did. He did.
I've seen that. I do enjoy him though. He
was also Red Skull.
He's an attractive man.
And Megatron.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
Really cool actor. But
Mhm.
then again, you can see how my brain brought all that together.
He played Elrond, didn't he?
Yeah, Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings.
Yeah.
So, what is y'all's favorite recipe for fake blood?
Real blood.
Blood. I just get blood.
I prefer a light clear Caro syrup with a combination of red, blue, and yellow food coloring and a little bit of powdered sugar. But it also depends on what your consistency is, because if you want to make like special effects blood, you want to use there's just a lot of different ways you can make blood. That's a fun blood to make. That's also edible.
So, it's one that can be made with children as a beginner
Yes.
blood. Thank you.
Yes. It's also used in major films for a lot of times you have to have blood in your mouth because it literally tastes like candy. It's actually delicious if made correctly.
Okay.
With the food coloring in it, though, does it stain your skin?
So, because of the Caro syrup, not as much as you would think. Or the other ways I make it, the stuff I add into it makes it stain less, and it's really easy to remove. One of the best ways to remove it is with foaming hand soap. Unless you can get like old school, like 70s, 80s Pond's cold cream, because that shit will take off anything.
My stepsister has been using that for forever, and she has very nice skin.
Yeah, that shit will take anything off. And old school Aquanet hairspray, if you spray it on your hands and rub it on your skin, it'll come off that way too.
Aquanet orange.
Yep.
What would the 80s have been
Maximum
like
hold.
without it? There was a girl I was a cheerleader with, and she would like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get ready for school, and she had like permed hair, but she would curl it up and had the like it went around her, but it was like solid. And like one of my friends from a different wrestling team, I was sitting around and chatting with some folks at a big tournament that we were at, and he was looking over and he's like, "Do you think if you walked over and like pulled one strand, like her whole head would move?" You know?
Probably.
And I was like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Do you have a quarter? I want to see if it bounces off. I just really want to try that."
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, honestly, because it was like one solid chunk of permed. There was one girl who her hair, they did the bangs, and this girl's hair, her bangs were just like, it was all part of the same thing. But you know how they did the bangs? They'd go down and then they'd like tease them up really tall.
Yeah.
Her senior picture, like everybody else's face, like say it's like, okay, here's the senior picture thing. And here's my face. Like her bangs were so tall that it was like her face was like this big and her hair was out and up. Like it was crazy. She did not fit in the screen. They had to shrink her picture to fit her hair in. Folks, it
I'll be
was
right back.
nuts.
Going
All
AFK
right.
for a minute.
All right.
All right.
So, you guys have helped me collectively corrupt my children. I have one that has decided he only wants to listen to Minecraft creepypastas right now. And I've noticed that looking up videos to study how they make animatronics and use them in haunts. And then
Yeah.
she's like, "Will Raz or Pyle talk to me?" And you were busy, Raz.
Yeah.
So I got Pyle to talk to her, and he explained everything, and that was so cool. But I just want to make sure you guys know I appreciate you guys help me corrupt them.
Come to
And
the haunt side.
yeah, they're working on it.
Oh yeah, we got our big all of our shows coming up this week, and we got our first ever comedy show, Hellbound Humor, on Thursday. We have our haunt only on Friday, and our murder mystery dinner and haunt on Saturday, and there's still so much to do. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
We got Rod's gonna be there, Pyle's gonna be there, Matt's gonna be there, a bunch of outlighters are gonna be there, man.
Nice. Sorry, I had to go blow my nose, and I didn't want you all to have to hear it or see it. So that might be an ongoing thing for the night. So just so you know, if I keep popping out, that's what I'm doing, more than likely.
The trees
I'm
are
just finally
killing
getting to
them.
the
Allergies.
I'm finally getting to the point where I'm like my sinuses are bothering me a little bit less because I was so sick last week, dude. Then I had the convention, and then all week I just been dragging ass.
How was the convention?
Oh my god. So, first of all, as a 2-day festival, I didn't make a ton of money because there were a lot of other booksellers there, and I joined so late that my booth was a lot farther back than the other books. That's my fault because I know for a fact if I'd have been up closer, I would have definitely sold more than I did. But everyone I met was amazing. I'm on a couple different news stations in Detroit and Monroe talking about the books, Ally, and The Haunt, like actually on news stations. So that was really cool. I met a lot of other podcasters who was talking to me about stuff. I'm on some of their podcasts talking about our podcast and just fucking everything. Someone that when I did the SAS, you remember when I was involved with all that? The Haunt competition?
Yeah.
Someone I met there that I loved quite a bit as a human being, Rainbow Twitch.
Oh,
Well,
Ooh.
she's changed her name to Cynical Twitch, and she was one of the guest speakers there at the convention along with Sin. So I actually got to spend a lot of time talking to them and catching up with them. They're kind of off on their own, doing their own thing. It was a great time just getting to spend time with them and finally actually getting to meet them in person. Like, they're the coolest fucking people possible, dude. We kept going outside and smoking. Of course, she was dying because she's not used to. She doesn't like our weather up north. So it was a little tough for her, but we all had a really good time. Brooklyn, B-Rad, my daughter, won the costume contest on Saturday because it was a Saturday-Sunday convention, and Matt came really close to winning on Sunday, but he got connected to someone who's going to start promoting him as a clown, help him out with like travel if he wants to do some guest spots in places, and is going to make a porcelain doll of him. So it was a
very
really big
nice.
Yeah, it was a really big connection for him. I met a lot of new friends, man. The con owner, Nathan, like, dude is fucking just awesome guy. He runs the Horror and Oddities Museum in Monroe, Michigan, which you guys knows where I go get weed all the time in Monroe, Michigan. I actually had a chance to go to the museum while we were down there. They've got the largest collection of Ouija boards in the world. Some of the cremated remains of Charles Manson is there. There are so many different, just interesting, cool fucking items there. A lot of serial killer stuff, like letters, pictures, all kinds of cool stuff. So that was a lot of fun to check out.
Do you remember the morbidcuriosity.shop.com?
Of course.
Okay, how do you get I'm just in my head sitting here going, okay, so how does the prison go about after they cremate a serial killer selling portions of their remains or their cremains to different people?
Well, typically what happens is you'll have guards that have made deals with people on the outside for money because they don't make enough money, and they will steal items and do things like that and then find a way to get them out of the prisons and sell them. Typically, that's how it's going to happen.
Okay, it's not like they just have somebody who's like, I am going to claim these cremains because I am their next of kin or power of attorney or whatever. And
Well,
then
I mean, they
give them
can be
up and sell
claimed
them.
by family members. I mean, that's another possibility. Like with Manson, his brother could have claimed him. I don't know if he did, but he could have.
And then you're just like, okay, anybody who wants a teaspoonful, it's going for this much.
Yeah. I mean, you can get them in all kinds
I'm
of fun
sorry.
ways, though.
That's a horrible way. I remember
Here's your
morbidcuriosity.shop.com,
Nesquik.
and I was so sad when they closed down
Oh,
because
yeah.
like they had a Jack in the Box Gacy
Oh,
that
yeah.
the tune it played was My Way.
Yeah.
And it was just like I was like saving up for that, and then they closed, and I was like, damn.
No.
I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
I could find one somewhere, but it's gonna be like it was like $150 or something like that just there.
I
To
remember
have
that
you
one.
find like, and it might have been even more, I can't remember, but at that point in time it would have been, that's a lot of money for one of those, and still is a lot of money for something like
Still,
that.
yeah. Still would do
But they
it.
had like letters and paintings and stuff by serial killers there, and just a bunch of weird shit.
And a lot of that stuff is a lot easier to get than people realize. Like, I know Nathan got a bunch of stuff, and he's selling or about to sell a letter that Eileen Warnos wrote to someone because he had a bunch of stuff of hers, so he was trying to let some of it go. But no, I mean, there's really cool stuff, and I got to meet a lot of people that I wouldn't normally get to meet going here, and because of it, I'm finding out about 2 conventions. There's a guy I'll show you pictures of at some point soon that did one of the most amazing Ghost Rider cosplays I've seen in my life. Like, it was fucking impressive. And he's running a con and wants me to come and do it. It's a 1-day thing. I'm waiting for him to message me back. And then I met another person who runs a horror oddities convention, but it's in Flint, Michigan, in a national park, inside of a village that had, fallen apart that they put back together. So it's a historical village. So it's in the village, inside of a forest in Flint, Michigan. It's 2 days. It's a 2-day con, and they invited me. Like, they reached out to me to come and vend with them. So I should know more about that hopefully in the next week or so as well. That's not till June, I think. But like, I was just thinking how cool that's gonna be to be in a historic village in a forest selling my fucking books.
I want to take a quick tangent off because you said Ghost Rider, and I had this great idea, and it will not leave my head. Okay, we were talking about a while ago. They put out a new Ghost Rider, and I'm not sure if it was going to be a one-shot character or not, but she was a roller derby girl, and she had like blue fire. It looked really like Tronish almost on her, because it was like her whole costume just turned into like a covering leather outfit with blue flames going on it, and the flames were coming off of her rollerblades, right? So I was like, well, that's kind of cool. But it got me thinking, and I will not stop. I need a what if, and I've seen and I own what if Danny Ketch's sister became Ghost Rider instead of him. But now we need to have a what if Danny Ketch's grandma became Ghost Rider, because it can be Granny Ketch. And since they have like woolly mammoths on fire as some of the Ghost Rider, anything that can be ridden on or used as transportation can get lit on fire. So Granny Ketch has like the medallion on the front of her basket of her walker, right? And she's like walking with her walker and hits the thing. And then there's like all these chains and flames and everything. Like Danny Ketch got the chains, that showed up on him. So she turns into that version of Ghost Rider, but with her walker on flames. And she can like zoom really fast on her walker. So I've been trying to draw it and I'm terrible.
I would love to see that. That actually looks awesome.
I got this thing, and supposed to be able to draw on it, and I didn't realize when I was buying it that this background doesn't change. So you're drawing like when you're signing your name at the grocery store, you can't see any stuff. So it's like you have to, and I'm moving the pen and it's moving around on my screen when I'm in a thing. So like I'll accidentally hit something on my screen that's not the thing, and it'll change tabs or something. And I'm like, fuck, just trying to draw this goddamn thing. So I'm working on learning it. I'm not going to give up just because I couldn't get it right away, but it is very difficult. I had to find a good program that have like, I was trying to use it with GIMP and I can't, but I found a program that helps like, here's how you set your brushes and here's how you do that. But I can't find anything to tell me how to set that. They're like, and set your hotkeys like this. And I'm like, well, how do you set your hotkeys? ... Oh,
Corel Draw would have probably been really good for you.
I got, what did I end up grabbing? I grabbed, I think it's Medibang. It's free digital painting and manga creation. And so it lets you pick different brushes and the sizes. And then like, if you click the one button, it'll go from draw to erase. But it's a matter of managing all of your layers. And you can like draw, but I'm doing things like I draw a line, but I can't figure out how to select one thing and move it. If I try to move, I'm moving like everything I've drawn at once. So I'm like trying to draw little wheels, or well, tennis balls, because you don't have the wheels, it's going to be flaming tennis balls because that's
Makes
hysterical. And but I can't get them to like move just the thing, so I can't line it up. It's like I'm going to have to draw it halfway and then just copy flip it or something. But yeah, so if anybody wants to come up with some Granny Ketch stuff with me, I'll maybe I'll send Javier Salteras and just be like, hey man, can you do like the slide? And I want it to be like, it's got to be like the slide thing going on, like the Akira slide with a walker. And there's got to be like little old lady blue curls behind the flames, I think, maybe. I don't know. I might be going way
Or
overboard here.
flames coming out of the curlers.
Oh, Tom, that'd be
Yeah.
curlers.
Flaming curlers would be awesome.
And instead of the, or maybe even instead of a walker, she could be riding on a rascal.
Yeah,
That's what
mobility
those are
scooter.
called. Okay.
Well, that's one of the name brands of them. Yeah, they're mobility scooters, is what they're called.
Yeah, we were talking about those. I was talking about those with somebody the other day, and we were like, the scooter thing that people use when they're old or just need help getting around. That thing. Yeah, it's a scooter. Yeah, what's it called? I don't know. And speaking of scooters, boys and girls, if your city happens to have those electronic scooters that you can like stick in a credit card and ride for a while and then like just leave them wherever, please do not leave them in somebody's driveway, behind somebody's car. Leave them on the sidewalk or just off the sidewalk, because I had to get one the other day and move it because there were two of them parked in my driveway. One at least was kind of dragged off, so it wasn't anywhere where anybody was going to hit it. But they left it right in the middle of my driveway. And those things weigh a ton because you can't roll them because the wheels are locked. So you have to literally lift this thing. And it was like 40, 50 pounds at least. Like I was struggling to drag it. I could not pick it up. So
that's crazy. They're doing away with them a lot around here because they're really easy to hack, and people are just hacking them and stealing them and leaving them everywhere.
you just see them laying around or just stopped.
Yep.
Don't like, oh, they ride it to the extent of as far away as they can get from wherever they're at. And you can make money if you pick them up and charge them for the people.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing is there to stop. Like nobody's going to question somebody stopping and picking up like 20 of them and loading them into their truck.
Yeah, that's pretty common around here.
I mean, they have GPS though, I'm assuming, so they can't just steal them like that. But
they do. But like I said, man, people are hacking them and using them without paying anything. They're hacking them and frying the GPSs. I mean, they got smart enough now because now if you fry the GPS, it just makes the system inert. So that's they made it harder in a lot of ways for that. But people will still hack them and use them and then ditch them somewhere.
I see people doing it. I'm like, I would die. I would unalive myself through clumsiness trying to like ride one of those things. It'd be like, whoa, boom, and then, oh look, Del got another head injury. Yeah.
How heavy are those segways?
Well, those aren't segways. Though these are just like little power motored scooters. They're not like mobility scooters. They're just like kids' razor scooters almost, but a little bit wider.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But how heavy are they?
Realistically, probably about 30 pounds.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to see how far I could throw it if it was ever parked in front of my car.
They're heavy, man.
Yeah,
and they're painful. I think it also depends on which models too, because I've seen an orange model, I've seen a green model, and a yellow model, and there was one that I know is a little chunkier than the other ones. I just can't remember which one of the colors is the bigger one.
Gotcha.
So let's talk about something happy like leprosy. Have you had anything reattached?
Many things.
Okay.
I'm still trying to grow my finger.
I'm trying to see how they don't say how much they're giving me all these like weight limits as to how much they can carry, but it doesn't say how much the scooters themselves weigh. It's a lot.
Anything over 5 pounds feels like a lot to me.
I can understand that.
Like I mean, like I try to, I lift decent amounts of groceries, and my purse weighs like 8.5, 9 pounds,
Right.
and I carry that around always. I'm going, I'm going to have to. I'm going. You were talking about cons. I'm going to be going down to Planet Comic Con in March, and Colin's going to be there. So I have to bring my complete Harrow County, which weighs
Right.
10.5 pounds. All of my copies of Bone Parish, and then I'm gonna buy some of the other things just from his booth because I checked with him and he's gonna have, between he and Outland Entertainment, who he works with, they're like right across the aisle from him. So if he doesn't have it at his table, they'll have it at their table, and I can just like buy it there and then turn around and have him sign it.
Nice.
So I got to bring a backpack that can distribute weight from what I'm carrying, because I don't want to be that person walking around with the trolley, because I will injure so many people if I have to walk around Artist Alley with a trolley. I'm just going to be like kneecapping
Not
everybody.
use the trolley and put a horn on it, man. That's what I'd do.
Well, you know what I mean? Like the dragging the suitcase. I'm not, it's like me and a supermarket trolley. With a weird wheel is how I manage all of those things. I try to get them around.
Yeah.
It's just like, nope, I'm just injuring people. That's all I'm doing. It's
But you know what
bad.
that sounds like, though?
What?
That sounds like a them problem.
Pardon me for standing in the short girl's way. You get kneecapped, and
Yep.
maybe your Achilles heel smashed with a wheel rolling over you.
Mm-hmm. Get a Bluetooth speaker and just blast, "Move, bitch, get out the way."
I'm coming through, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be fun. And then Tri-City Con in Grand Island, Nebraska, the last weekend of March. That's going to be... I'm going to be seeing a lot of Phil Hester this year. He's like at everything I'm going to. So it's just going to be like, Phil and I, we're going to get to be buddies by the end of all this. It's going to be... we're going to be tight. Be like, yeah, Phil, what you doing? Come on over, hang out. It's gonna be like, who are you and why do you keep stalking me? Oh shit, she's on the show. I know her. Now she knows how to get hold of me. He's a real cool guy. But
So, Raz, does anybody at the haunt have a spare flogger?
Not that I can think of, but no one uses them here except for you.
My cat of 9 tails is down to 5 tails.
Oh, that's not good.
And I'm afraid that after this weekend's possible, it'll be cat of no tails.
Right.
now I'm picturing putting cattails onto something and just seeing them go poof when they hit.
I need a new flogger.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody that would have one here.
I'm wondering if we should possibly take a trip to Lion's Den and
You say there's stores.
Invest a lot of money in a flogger because they're kind of overpriced. But
yeah,
I mean, Party City's going out of business, aren't they? You could see if they have anything left in the costume section.
I've been to so many Party Cities, and most of any of their adult shit's gone. Has been gone mostly for a while. Especially any Party Cities that are near any haunts, because all haunts have gone and destroyed the local Party Cities.
I thought you might know who the kinky motherfuckers are at your haunt that would.
Well, I do, but I don't know of any of them that have a spare flogger. Just
They're like, hey, let this touch any human being, and then take it back into your house.
Right.
I'm kicking myself in the pants because now that the Party City is no longer around, I missed out on some discounts on some wigs.
Oh, dude, we got so many masks, wigs, bunch of costumes, like all kinds of shit.
Mom got loaded up for Granny Dash with all of the big metal pans and stuff that they
Yep.
sell for catering stuff. Yep.
We got some of that shit too. Yeah, there's so much cool stuff.
There's a drive-through here in Lincoln called Romantics where you can go in or just drive through and be like, "Excuse me, I would like a cat of nine tails, please." And they'll just sell it to you through the drive-through. I'm like,
that's cool.
How does that normally work? Like, if you aren't there to browse, are you like just getting
what
very
you're going for.
specific things, or?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would assume people, if they're going to use the drive-through, I would assume they know what they're looking for. Maybe they looked on the website or something, or I don't know.
Fair.
What is Romantics?
It is a sex shop.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured that.
Yeah, it's with an X on the end, and yeah, it's been in business for quite some time, and you can just do a drive-through. So I guess you just be like, I need 4 packs of condoms, a nurse's outfit size 3,
bacon flavored lube,
and I want to rent these videos. Thank you.
I would if there was ever a drive-through adult store, I would love to work drive-through.
that'd be hilarious.
Just
to warn you, there will be other people in the car soon because apparently we have to take someone home, but I'll still be here.
Okay. Good.
Figured I'd warn you.
Cash cab.
Yeah, basically.
An 18+ person or not?
It's Finn. You've met Finn. You may not remember Finn, but Finn comes and hangs out here a lot.
I don't remember anybody at your haunt, man. I'm sure they all know who the hell I am, but I don't know who anybody is.
The little redheaded fucker that runs the elevator.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he's been on shows before too.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
You love Finn.
I'm bad with names.
You're good.
Because I just don't pay attention anymore.
That's why I said the redheaded fucker that runs the elevator. I figured that was a really good description, and it works. So yes, points.
Oh yeah, that guy. It's kind of like nobody knows me until you say, "Oh, Nurse Inya."
Yeah.
Don't worry, dude. I'm terrible with names too, and like that includes like
Hi, I'm
any
Raz.
guest I've had on a show. I'm just like, yeah. Oh no, I totally interviewed them. What the fuck does they look like? I have no idea. What did they write? Probably something scary if you interview them. Okay. Well, no, like not Clutch people I remember. All the Clutch people I remember, but like other shows, I'm just cycling through and being like, what's up? How's it going? Remember me? I don't remember you. I can't remember what in the fuck we talked about, but I'm sure it was quite entertaining. I'll go watch
went to
that
the
episode
show where we
real
talked
quick.
about that one stuff, and that was great, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I totally had you on and asked you about panel 13. That's, or for some of the Splash Baby people, or like, I read your book. I'm pretty sure it was horror. Yeah. I bet you I didn't leave you a review because I suck at that. Even though I tell everybody all the time, leave reviews. Leave reviews because I don't. Because I need to sit down one of these days. I have like this list of all the things that Delphine needs to do. And every day it turns into a little bit longer of a list, followed by, what does Del do all day? She doom scrolls. She plays cribbage because she sleeps. I sleep. That's the problem is I'll lay down for like a 3-hour nap and I wake up and it's like the next day I have to like run and take my pills. Like, you missed this, Raz? I took my pills when we started the show tonight for this morning.
Jesus.
Because I slept through the entire day.
Bad Del.
Because I was up late reading Jeff Strand's book. It was like,
it's a good reason.
Yeah. So, and it's really good. It's fucking weird, but it's Jeff Strand. So it's like
good weird. Awesome weird.
I mean, like everything he writes is weird. Like not Cthulhu weird, like not that weird, but like bizarre weird.
Yeah, he writes Bizarro, yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun. But yeah, I slept all day, and then I'm like, okay, I have cribbage online going all the time because I'm gonna challenge Keith Champagne because he's like now claiming to be the world's best cribbage player, and he has been beating some people at cribbage at cons, and so I'm like, I am preparing. I will. I used to be really, really good at cribbage, and then I didn't play for a decade, because there was no. Well, I sit at home alone, and like when I do go places, there's nobody. It's not like, hey, let's play cribbage. You
Yeah.
know, you got to carry a board around with you and stuff, and so I'm like,
That
Oh,
would make some good
awesome.
video.
What would make good video?
You playing cribbage with
With
what's
Keith?
his name? Yeah. That would be awesome.
I can prop up my little camera, be like,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna see how this goes, and we'll like trash talk each other and shit.
We are happy about that pile. We can't wait to put your story in a book with Josh's pictures and all the other amazing authors and artists.
Yay!
Yes, we are having 2 new anthologies coming out in March, I think it is. Or May.
March.
May.
I'm really behind, man.
Yeah, that adventure anthology that we were talking about getting things in.
Yeah.
It's now turned into 2, and then Josh is really confused because his May, thank you. His pictures from our adventure were added.
Oh, okay. I'm so bummed I didn't end up having time to write anything for that, man. I'm fucking swamped.
You're doing a volume 1 and volume 2 of Onward Adventure?
Yeah, there's the realistic and then there's the fantastic adventure. You're in the one with me, but he and Josh are in a different one.
Are they both coming out at the same time?
Yes, we've done this before, multiple times.
Well, maybe you have. I haven't.
What I'm saying is this is a normal occurrence for this publishing company to have 1 or 2 volume. We've had up to 3 volumes.
3, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we did 3 once.
Because Raz was in 1 and 3, and Dell was in 3 of the Nightmare Whispers.
So you're saying that I need to write another adventure story, but make it more realistic and not about orcs?
All right,
No.
give me 1 second. I gotta switch spots in the car and all that stuff.
Did you not see my thoughts about your orcs? You got the pictures, didn't you?
I'm doing a show, but y'all can be loud.
Sorry.
I had no idea what you just said, Jen.
I did you not get all the pictures about my happiness about your orcs?
The ones that you like, the clip art that you sent me?
Yeah.
Isn't that? I thought I used one of those as like the page breaker and.
No, I'm saying that was me saying yes, we love your orcs. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, that's great. But now you're telling me that there is a separate volume that's going to be more realistic stories. So I'm wondering if I should write something for it.
Well, there's going to be another round of adventure stories in the future. So you can write realistic or fantastic for next one.
Okay.
Because there's the fairy one, there's the adventure one, and then there's the horror one. I forgot the theme for this time, for this version's horror one. But we still have time for that.
Well, I'll have to keep checking the Discord for the calls for submission so I can get the details, so I know exactly what I need to write.
Okay.
And that's what I told.
So, yes. I'll refind it and send it in the chat.
Okay. I have another story that I need to start working on because it was inspired by a story my dad was telling while I was down in Florida. And of course, his story is true, and my story will be very loosely based on his true story, but not true.
Okay.
So I'll be making a fictionalized account of his true story.
That sounds like awesomeness.
Oh,
And
it will be. Because
he
I love the concept of it. It should be a lot of fun.
Paul was waiting to pick up a load. He's a truck driver in Cincinnati. And he had started writing story. And then he sent it. And then he did not expect us to be like, yes, we'd like to have that story. We keep confusing him by saying, yes, your work matters.
I don't have many adventure stories that happen to me. Like, okay, going through TSA has been adventures, but that's just because it's taken me a while to figure out how it works, and sometimes I forget things or lose things, or they end up in the wrong bag, and I'm just like, sorry. Go on adventures with my mom, but I sleep through most of the drive, so it's like, and then Carrie woke up to check into the hotel to go to sleep.
I think that you should do the Misadventures of Ratatosker, and Volume 1 would be Ratatosker visits the liquor store.
Okay, for the Misadventures of Ratatosker, please refer to 12-Ounce Mouse, a great a great cartoon that was on what was the Cartoon Network's? Yeah, it was
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim. Thank you. Yeah, that is absolutely Ratatosker, and I love that so much. There's like
I haven't seen that show in years.
Oh my god,
and it's streaming on Max too, and I haven't gone back to watch it.
I have to go through and rewatch it again because I loved that. So I was like writing my own like 12-Ounce Mouse fanfic, I guess, kind of thing, like scripts that I was going to send in until I realized that they had a whole story wrap up ready to go, because I just thought it was utter ridiculousness. And but like the comedic, the pauses and everything that went through, like, if you guys want to see a good example of 12-Ounce Mouse, pull up I watched it recently on YouTube. Just put like now would be good, before would have been better. And it's like his first interview, or Mouse with Shark first interview, when he's like getting a job, and there's just like, like, hey, I see you're hiring. Yeah. So I'm gonna get a job. Okay. What do you do? There. What did you do? I helped you. I'm hired. Okay. Like, we need you to do this thing with this guy. Okay, he's a businessman. A real businessman? Yeah, he's rectangularly. You'll notice him because he has rectangularness. Ooh, rectangularly. Yeah, I'm sending you to pick him up and to drop him off because you're the only one who doesn't know where this place is and stuff. And it's just like, okay, are you drunk? Not drunk enough. And he's like chugging down. And there's this shark who's hiring him, and it's just this mouse. And it's really shitty drawn. But he's just like, glug, glug, glug. Okay, there. It's like, when do you want me to pick him up? Now would be good. Before would have been better, but before is no longer. So, and the clock is just like sliding down the wall in the background. And there's just so much weird shit. And his best friend is a chinchilla who everybody confuses as a squirrel named Skillet, who just speaks in eek.
Yes.
And it's so good, guys. Go watch 12-Ounce Mouse, and if you like that and you like that style of humor, but you want a better done one, check out Cromartie High. It is an anime that takes place inside. It's one of those like high school anime things, but it's like, who's the most badass? These are like all kids that are sent to like the naughty school in Japan. And like every homeroom has to have a badass, and it has a robot, a giant gorilla. What's his name from the lead singer from Bohemian Rhapsody?
Freddie Mercury. What? Freddie Mercury?
Yeah,
hello.
Freddie shows up, and Freddie like rides a white stallion into school, and he's this big hairy man, and he like and he's just Freddy.
Legit.
And there's my favorite episode of that one. And they have like a guy with a mohawk, and the mohawk moves on its own, and just weird little things. But my favorite episode of that is like Mechazawa, who is the robot that does not realize he is a robot, and everybody's like he oils himself, but does not. Yeah, Mechazawa. They're like, the main character hears somebody humming in the bathroom in the morning of class, and he's like, "Do you know this song?" He goes, and they're like, "Yeah, I mean, it's da da da," and they start singing, and they're like, no, it's this. And like everybody starts joining, and eventually they have like a choir build up doing harmony, and like Freddie's out there leading them all as they're trying to hum this song, but nobody can identify what the song is. And I won't ruin the ending because it's great, but it's just such a good show. It's if you like the really weird humor where it's like, it's probably not for most people, but it's definitely for me. 12-Ounce Mouse and Cromartie High are the two shows that I can recommend that be like, if you want to understand Delphine better, watch at least a few of these shows, a few episodes of them. There's like,
have Jen link them in the chat so we can find them.
All right, there's like Tom Dog, you've seen the 12-Ounce Mouse. There's a guy who raises corn dogs. Like he has a corn dog field. And he plays like
mustard bash.
Yeah, he has like, he plays banjo music, and he's like all hillbilly playing some bluegrass music and singing about corn dogs, and they like shoot like rockets and stuff, and
that's Red Rock.
It's just a fucking weird ass show, but it's so much fun. Like, I don't know. I just gotta say, 12-Ounce Mouse, Cromartie High.
Yeah, Cromartie High is on Tubi.
Awesome. And it's with a C if you're looking.
Yes.
So
what I did was I Googled Mechazawa, and it got me to this Cromartie High wiki.
Oh, nice.
On fandom. There's a Cromartie High School fan wiki.
Well, I can imagine. It's really weird, but it's really good. It's just, you don't find it that often. It's not like up there in the like top 20 animes to watch. You're not going to find it. If you want to look at what the fuck animes to watch that aren't like all about boobs, because I had a friend who his father-in-law, no, not his father-in-law, his father, he was living with his parents to help keep an eye on him and stuff. And his dad really liked naughty anime, not like porn anime, but like the close to it, the big booby girl ones. And there was like, so I'm like, okay, you got to watch this, and you got to watch this, and you got to watch this. And he's like, you keep sending my dad like boob anime. And I'm like, does it make him happy? Well, yes, he's on season 2 of this one already. Then I'm doing my job, right? Yes, you are. Why do you know all of these? And I'm like, because at that point in time, I watch a lot of anime, and even if it has a lot of boobs in it, some of them still have really good storylines too,
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
It satisfies both the storyteller and the perv thing. So you're like,
I read Playboy for the articles.
Okay, let me pause here. So, my mom had advice for when I got married, because she just figured most guys had their own Playboys and other magazines of that sort. And she said, yes, they get them for the pictures. You read the articles and find out how they suggest doing the things and try the things. Instead of just getting mad and throwing away the magazines and having the fights, it may be easier just to try. But then again, my dad taught sex ed by sharing the comic books of the same nature. Did you know they made comic books of the same nature?
Yes. Oh, yes. I know.
Dad learned things that I never knew existed at that age.
I don't have any porn mags now. I mean, with the advent of the internet, it's so easy to find that, I don't need porn mags anymore when I can just watch a video.
Exactly.
Not to say that I do that kind of thing, because I don't, but if I did, then maybe that's the kind of thing that I would do. But I don't.
We don't
Maybe.
judge here. Did you not see the stack of books my husband got me for Valentine's Day? All the ones that Book Talk said that women like to read. Apparently, they're all mine. I got about
Just in case my mom happens to tune into the episode, I'm nice, clean cut, very strict Christian, that I never have impure thoughts or anything like that.
And our favorite Bible story is the one where Jesus told the fig tree, "It shall fig no more," because it didn't have any figs while he was hungry.
Well, fig that.
It is an actual story in the Bible. Jesus is walking down the road and he comes upon a fig tree. It is bare and he is hangry. So he just basically tells it, "You do not have any figs now, and you will never have figs again because you do not have figs now because I'm hungry." And that tree never bore fruit again.
That's a dick move.
Well, somehow I ended up on the dark romance side of TikTok, Book Talk, and they have what they call Pitch Black, which is like the darkest of the dark in terms of dark romance. And from my understanding, because I've never read any of these books because I don't know how to read, from my understanding, some of them, or the majority of them, from what I have gleaned, are not written very well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're written in the dark.
Yeah, right, in pitch black. So I'm tempted, very seriously inclined to take a stab at writing one myself, just to see if I could do any better. But to determine that, it would mean I would have to actually read the books, and I'm just not sure that's something that I really want to do.
Or don't read them and take a stab in the dark.
You don't have to read the books to figure out dark romance.
Well, I figure if I don't read the books, then somebody else who does read dark romance will tell me if I'm on the right track.
Well, yeah, and you could write it, and then you would have help, or I could send you some of the better written ones that are actually well written and have a generally decent story, and you could try that, because I can send you links to one that both women and men have enjoyed in the dark romance category.
Jeannie probably highlights her books like, this is true, this is BS, here's some notes, or this could be made better by.
Use more lube.
Yeah, right. Like, this is false. Check out
the amount of friction you're causing will catch the bed on fire.
I'm having a super problem trying to find this one thing, but it doesn't help that I'm looking it up as anime high school warrior factions boobs. And
almost all of them.
Yeah. But there was a very specific one where it was like this girl comes to live with her like cousin and her cousin's mother, and they have to go to high school, and she has this little talisman that makes her a warrior that she gets from mom. It's like, you can never take this off. And she gets there and she's like, okay. And there's like different factions and they all follow different things, but she has to be a warrior. So like her first day of school, she goes in and just beats the living shit out of the first person that tries to challenge her on anything, because she's like, well, that's how I fit in. And her cousin's just like, no, just stop, I'm supposed to protect you and I don't know how because you're doing all this. And then they have like one girl who's like, her favorite move is the thigh squeeze and like knock somebody, like thighs around the neck and like choke people out with it. But all of those things apparently happen in many animes that I have not seen. But I'm trying to find that one because
it
actually
has he flies through the air backwards and he does the flying butt flyers.
Gotta love Power
Did they lay
Sports.
down?
No.
Lay down. There you go. Good girl.
What am I finding? No, none of
I
these are what I want. And it's like I need to write down the names of stuff because I always forget.
You
Japanese,
need
no,
to
that's
make
how
a
to speak.
document of favorite anime.
I've done that a number of times and it doesn't seem to work. Like I forget. I'm looking like cremation jewelry. No. Media. Oh, maybe it's here. We're just gonna let Carrie. Oops, sorry, wrong show. Delphine. Ninja, the little ninja, was a really good one that is not porn, by the way. If you ever.
I love Ichi.
And Fooly Cooly is fucking weird but awesome.
Yes. Yes, it is. I agree wholeheartedly.
No. I apparently didn't save that one. Do, 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Last I checked the score of the game, Eagles were leading 40-6.
I think we might know who's going to win that
and
one.
then the Eagles won 40-22.
Oh, is it over now?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the Chiefs actually did finally score. Wow.
Yeah.
miscellaneous.
They were not having a good game tonight. They
Last
did
ditch
not.
effort. Still not good enough.
Well, they tried, god damn it. At least they tried.
They sported
Do or do
hard.
Do or do not. They there is no try.
They played their hearts out. They played sports ball very sportily. They sported more sporting than they sported before.
All the sporting thingies.
Yes.
The reason I didn't have to have these bookmarked before by thing was because I had like, oh, look, I have an anime account on this anime site, and I just favorited all of the ones that I watched, and so I didn't have to remember them. And then those like went away, and so now
Google Docs.
I know I probably have one somewhere where I'm like, because I do write like, I actually just write things that are like things that Del forgets. And it includes like names, shows, all the stuff that's like I get tip of the tongue syndrome for.
Yeah.
And I can never find. But I'm looking here and I'm just like, what the fuck? What did I save? Why did I save this?
I've had that happen. It's like, why did I take the screenshot? What did I want to do with this?
Right.
Oh God, yes.
Select color. I have something so that when I'm too lazy to open up GIMP and just do a color selection mode and then like get the hex number for it, or the alt code or whatever you call it for it, I just like can go there. But I didn't know I had that, so I just always open GIMP and select the color and put it there. Because the cool thing with GIMP is I can like, if I want to match one of the like when we're doing these shows, like right now we have black as our color, but depending on what background we have, I can just open that up in GIMP and like pick one of the colors on it, and then just copy that color code and put it in, and then we'll match that background. So it's kind of a handy tool to have, but I think it works better in GIMP since I can actually open that up in there and not have to try to look around for it on a different thing.
It makes it easy. If you're wondering why my mic is off, or my camera is off, it's because with us driving, I never know if there's gonna be like a flashy light behind us, and I don't wanna fuck with you.
It's okay.
Because it's dark out and the lights are brighter, and yeah.
And the cool thing with Canva is it will bring up all the matching colors it can. If you go into the color tab, and then I can go from there.
Insert tab A into slot B.
We have a metal dragon statue that we're trying to figure out how that some of the tabs are like, are you sure you meant to cut it that small with the tab that big?
Right.
Ah, okay.
You
I
found
forgot. Yes, Ikitosen.
sounds familiar.
Bless you.
Ikitosen is it also known as battle vixens. Is loosely based on the 14th century Chinese novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms, but
Okay.
it's all about a turf war in like high schools, and they wear very little and they bounce a lot. And yeah, it's it is not family friendly, but it's
You
funny.
think?
It's I mean, it has a decent storyline and it is amusing enough that it's like, okay, I can do with that. And I'm gonna pop away for a second, guys. I need to turn on my air conditioning. It's 22 degrees here, but I'm drinking wine, which means I'm overheating, so I actually have to turn on the AC.
We're approaching the hour of 11, and I still have to get up from work in the morning. My first day back since vacation, so I'm probably going to follow suit here in a few minutes. Oh, and now my lump has removed itself.
Alrighty.
Oh, I do not want to go back to work, man. It was 82 degrees when I left Florida today.
Damn.
And
It was
32 degrees when I got to Columbus.
It was 82 degrees at noon today.
I'll tell you, I got 13 years and 7 months until I can retire.
It's taking forever.
I know.
I hope that whip will help.
Just going to the beach, spending some time down there just makes me realize what I'm working for, what I'm trying to work for so I can retire. It's so hard to go back to work.
Most definitely.
I'm always at
Getting
work.
Yes, you are. But then again, so am I.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna bounce. Get ready for bed.
Okay.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Sweet
Y'all
dreams.
have a
Come
good
back
evening.
alive.
And I will most likely see you tomorrow night for Uncle Necro's Tomb of the Terrible.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Have
I
a good
love
night.
this movie.
I haven't watched the movie yet, but I'll try to get it done in the morning.
It's worth it. It's a good one.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
I like turtles.
Have you read the current Jason Aaron run on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It's
I
up
have
to issue 6 right now. It's Jason Aaron, so it's fucking brutal. And which is the purple bandana?
Donatello.
He's good. Like
Donnie has some real issues. Like Donnie is traumatized beyond repair, it seems like, and I don't want to give any spoilers for it, but like each of them have their own things, and Mikey's yellow, right? Mikey's like, oh, look at me, I'm a superstar. And they like have different stories going from whatever broke them up and they were apart, but now they're back together. and shit's going down, and it's harsh, and like not just like the battles that they're fighting, but the mental battles they have themselves, like just coping with who they are now, and like, oh God, I'm back with my brothers. How the fuck is this going to work? Have you been reading it, Tom?
I have not. I haven't.
I don't think I've read a
know
Turtles
about-
comic since like the 90s.
I did not know about that until you just brought it up.
Okay, check it out. It just started, like I said, it's on issue 6 now. This is the first Turtles comic I've seriously sat down and read that wasn't like a crossover with something else, or so this is like my first real introduction to the Turtles. And I'm just like, holy shit. This is tough, man. Like these guys aren't your like little here's in a half shell turtle power. It's like, oh my God.
Fearsome fighting. Yeah, sorry, I know that whole theme.
Yeah, it's been stuck in my head for a few days. I have no idea why. But they also are doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Naruto crossover, and that's
Why?
one where I have no idea. But Coop was asking me, he's like, because he is the shell god.
Yeah.
He's like, but I've never seen Naruto, and I'm like, I am the Naruto queen. I have watched all of Naruto. I know everything about Naruto. I am obsessed with Naruto. And so he's like, okay, read it and tell me how well it fits in with the Naruto world, because then we can compare like how it fits in with the turtle world. And it's like the problem with all of this is that in the Naruto world, there are already like anthropomorphic animals, kind of, and there are some super villains and entire like cities that have already gone off and done like genetic experimentation and that kind of shit. And so
Okay, well, it seems like it might fit.
so it would have worked a lot better, but they decided to introduce the ooze into Naruto land, and it's like, dude, Orochimaru was past that shit like in season 1. And you're trying to bring in these turtles and like, oh, this is all new stuff, and it's like, nah, dude, they've done so much more than that like already. Oh, where'd we go? Here we go. But
I'm kind
yeah,
of
yeah, so if you watch Naruto, you're going to be kind of like, this ain't shit for
I've
them.
seen a few shows, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
they're
also
like,
have I actually have a Naruto pint glass.
Naruto what?
I have a Naruto pint glass.
Nice.
It's in a box somewhere. I'll dig it out sometime.
Yeah,
I used to have it out in the open. It's awesome.
Yeah, there's like a fight scene and they're wearing masks, and they like, I don't think the turtle writers know as much about Naruto, maybe because like there were like, because all of the Anbu, which are like the secret police kind of thing in Naruto,
Yeah.
the ops, secret ops, wear masks anyway. And so they're like, oh, who are these masked people? And it's like, well, they could just be Anbu, because that's what they all wear from every village anywhere, so it doesn't make them like, there would be no question of like, oh, we're fighting somebody masked, that's so new to us, so it's an interesting premise, but I'm not sure that it should have happened or that it should have been written the way that it has been, because it's like, you could have brought them in as so many different people's experiments that have already been trying to do that for forever, instead of creating a brand new city, an entire new country, and, bringing it all in. But they're like, what do people like? Oh, Naruto's popular, turtles are popular. Let's throw them together. See what they get.
I do love the crossover with the Turtles and Street Fighter.
I have not seen that one.
I have one of the issues.
Oh, nice.
And I think issue 1 with Ryu. Oh my god. The cover. You know what? Let me show you the cover.
Okay.
That I can't grab because it's in my comic drawer.
Yay! I need to organize my comics. They're all in boxes and really weird envelopes and in my closet stacked 10 feet high. But I need more boxes so I can put all this stuff. It doesn't
And I
fit.
have issue 1 of Ghost Machine.
Yes, nice. They're doing so well.
Yeah, I know. I've been missing out. I've been missing out on that.
The latest Redcoat was pretty good. It features Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, I saw that.
And yeah, they get drunk and try to use magic and to make an apple giant so that they can feed people, but they don't realize there's a worm in it.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
it's pretty well, it's seeds really, but
That sounds seedy.
yeah. They're starting to cross universes because they've brought Junkyard Joe into Geiger and possibly Redcoat as well. And then they have Hyde Street, which when they're in the Rockefellers, they're going through and they're looking through multiverses and they show like the Geiger universe, the Hyde Street universe, the Hornsby and Halo universe, and they're doing really good. Like everything they put out is amazing. So shush, Tom Dog.
Here it is, right here. Issue
Oh.
1
Oh
with
wow.
Leo on one side and Ryu on the other.
Oh,
This
that's nice.
is really awesome.
Do you know who did that cover? It's gorgeous.
Let's see. Let's see. It was written by Paul Allor. The artwork is done by Ariel Medell.
Okay.
Colors by Sarah Meyer and letters by Ed Dukeshire.
So it's probably the same artist did the cover.
Probably. Actually, let me Google that.
Okay.
That sounds dirty.
Let me Google.
People Google you a lot.
I Google myself sometimes.
Yeah.
I Google myself every day.
Gotta have goals.
I don't think I Google myself. Like,
Sometimes I do it just to remember all the weird shit I've done with my life.
I kind of hope I don't show up in my Google search. Like,
I show up in a
Like, I
bunch,
just
like
do
shit I don't
things.
even remember doing all the time. Like, oh shit, I did do that.
I did this and I did that. And
Dude, I can find interesting people choking you just for the fun of it. And
You
it's
can.
so much fun.
Look on Dell's face right now.
no, I'm just looking at all this shit real quick and I'm like, oh, fuck.
I haven't Googled me in a while. I keep on
No, I
finding
don't Google you. You have a famous namesake, so you aren't going to be anywhere. Sorry.
we Google you, we find some interesting stuff. But I think so far one of my favorite ones about you is done by the Black Dragon Tavern. That guy reads to me, I'm the happiest person ever.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him and it's either his friends or his brother's rendition of the Phantom Toll Booth.
I remember the Phantom Toll Booth. Yeah, I keep checking Chilling Tales to see when my stories are coming up because I think now I've sold like another like 4 or 5 in the last month.
Nice.
I haven't
And
checked
now,
it last week, to be honest.
yeah, no, I haven't had a chance to check in the last few days, but I just got sent me 20 different ideas for stories that they're looking for. So they're like, how quickly can you get a bunch of these written? I'm like, I will find out.
Very cool.
Oh wow, Owlite's not subscribed. We'll have to fix that.
Tom looks like a scene from a sci-fi movie where they're like, okay.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
I think Ariel Medell did the cover.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Is the story pretty good? Does it work?
Oh my god, it's awesome. And I'm kicking myself in the pants for not getting more of the issues because it I don't know, I forgot how many parts it is, but it is really amazing.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Try to find something.
Yeah, I've been collecting a lot of issue ones lately.
Oh yeah.
That's always good.
I'm not really reading anything right now, comic wise, because I still haven't had a chance to read Immortal Hulk. So I'm like, I'm not going to start anything until I can read Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you can get read Immortal Hulk, read Jason Aaron's run on Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
And then hop into what Philip Kennedy Johnson is doing right now, and it's just like, if you want to see the most tormented Banner, the most tormented Hulk, and then a combination of the two, it's just beautiful because it's like I've said this before, I thought the Hulk when I was a kid, because they had the Hitchhiker TV show thing guy going on, and I was so big, I'm just like, well, this is kind of silly. He's a goofy superhero. All he does is punch things, Hulk smash. And that's all I thought that there was behind the Incredible Hulk. And then I started reading Hulk and I read Immortal Hulk, and it's like, wow, okay, this character has got some depth, and it's like horror level shit now because PKJ is straight up writing horror Hulk. Like, the monsters have come out to get him, and so he's fighting literal horror monsters and like cryptids and shit, and it's so cool.
Oh yeah.
Like, I still don't see if there's going to be a Captain America run where I'm going to be like, oh, Cap is so scary, like, he's super nice. That's like, you can't have covert Captain. Well, you can, but it doesn't play true to the character. It's like
It would
trying
be
to
an
write
episode.
evil Superman. It's not really Superman anymore. It's just somebody that you're dressing up like him.
Right. Like a horror version of Captain America would just be him cussing and stabbing people instead of talking to them. Just fuck you, bam. That's the whole comic. Just
Yeah, I mean, the Marvel Zombies is the closest you're gonna get to that kind of shit. Where they're all...
I can't wait for that cartoon. I'm so excited for that cartoon, man. I hope it's like even remotely faithful to the comics.
What cartoon is that?
Marvel Zombies.
Oh yeah. I hope so.
That's gonna be so much fun. Bum, 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 bum.
We should get to see Headpool.
Nice. I also have a signed copy of Proton issue 1 by Jerry Ordway.
Ooh, nice.
I met him at a meet and greet at my LCS.
We don't have that many people come to ours, but
yeah. And
I'm backing out about talking about my LCS right now. They are great. They just did not explain some rules to me as far as when to pick up your things. And so I have missed out on a lot of pulls because I couldn't get there. Yeah, and I mean, it's like they're like, you have to get all your polls on a monthly basis, and they didn't tell me that. And I kept asking for things, and they waited for like 4 months to say, we quit polling for you a long time ago because you haven't picked it up. And I'm like, why didn't you mention that when you were doing it?
Right.
I would have tried to make the effort, but what else you got, Tom Dog?
Yes, I have one more. I have a signed copy of Space Ghost issue 1 by the one and only Tom Ryan.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I met him at the LCS, and he is a really cool dude. And I follow him on social media too. So
Hell yeah.
The coasts have like the best LCSs to go do things at, because that's where more of the comic book creators live. So it's easier for them to get to a show instead of being like, hey, come to Nebraska. You know, like there are a couple in Chicago and down in like, you know, Cullen's in the Ozarks, so he's going to be at the Kansas City thing. But in Nebraska, we aren't really set up to like, and we will fly you and pay for your hotel room, because no, you're not going to make our business that much money at all, because we have like 50 regulars. That's all that we keep afloat with, you know?
and I also at an Apple Harvest Festival that I went a couple of years ago, I met one of the writers from Mystery Science Theater 3000, the one that was on Netflix.
Yeah.
He did a comic book. He wrote a comic for it, and he signed it and everything like that. And his name is Justin, and he's also one of the writers for the show as well too. And so he also did work on the comic book, and he's also a really nice dude.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
Who's the
What?
Is there a Fred or a Frank that was involved with that?
TV's Frank? Original MST3, like old school MST3K, yeah.
Oh, Frank Conniff. Okay.
Yeah. They've had him on the brig.
Yeah, I got a book by him. He wrote something, and I won an autographed book from him from watching some podcast, and I don't remember what it is. I have it. Oh, wait.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
It is hilarious. Harold Buckles. That's the guy's name.
Do you guys watch any of the Viva La Dirt League stuff with like Epic NPC Man and all of that?
Which one?
Hello, adventurer. Welcome to the town of my dick.
Yeah.
That dude, it's funny that you say that, because that's been the big joke in the whole haunt, like since this last summer. Because I was showing someone, because that episode started going around again, and I was showing it to people, and now like half the haunt just walks around and goes, "Welcome to my dick." Even like the teenagers are doing it. Like it's fucking hilarious. But I watch all their shit religiously.
They put out a comic that Fred Van Lente wrote, and I got that
Nice.
somewhere. I just went to go look, and I'm like, pile.
Right.
Not gonna dig, because I don't want to damage anything I don't think it's boxed, and I'm like, okay, gotta be very careful. Oh no, wait, here it is actually. Like right on top of everything I was just pulling under. Tasker, you gotta go down. Hero outage.
Okay, I've heard him talk about it, but I've not seen it.
Yes, and then if you look at the very bottom, hello, adventurers.
Hello, adventurers.
But yeah, it's the Epic NPC Man. It's put out by Bad Egg, so
Okay.
yeah, and it's a really good. This is a nice thick book. It came to me a little bent, like because they didn't pack it with anything around it. They just put it in an envelope without any cardboard on it. So I wish they would have shipped it better. But it's not like
Yeah.
crease bent. It's just kind of like if I wedge it between something for a while, I can fix it. You know,
Right.
it'll unbend itself. It just was not properly handled. So that would be the one criticism I have for them. But I just ordered it from their site. So maybe if you ordered it from a comic book shop, you would get a better.
Probably a back or something. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've noticed a lot of things that I've ordered recently have, like, I've given up on some of the stuff I've been ordering off of Amazon, but I get free delivery for most of them, you know. So, oh, I was gonna show off something else that I got. I think it's this one. Nope.
I think it's this one. Nope.
Nope. No, I sent off Tyler Crook, who's super awesome, had something on his show. He was showing off his studio a while ago, and he has this piece of original art that was from a comic that he enjoyed, but he could never find the comic. And while he was doing his cool down, we were all chatting. Somebody's like, "Oh, I found it. It was in an anthology comic that had that character in it." You know, and so as soon as he was talking about that, I was like, yeah, because I found it at the same time as Tugboat did. And I found it on sale in very fine condition for $5 because it apparently wasn't that popular of a comic. And so I like had him deliver it to me so I could check it out and make sure it wasn't all crappy, you know. And then I sent it off to him. And then, like, as a thank you, he sent me a copy, like a thanks, Carrie, and signed a copy of one of his comics. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. And
That's cool.
yeah, we're friendsies. I don't know. I like how I like that when you get to meet people like different authors. Like we have the Rough House guys and the Weird House guys and all those different people, and you're friends enough where you just like you buy each other little things or send each other PDFs or whatnot back and forth, and
Definitely.
it's a fun adventure to like get to know people, and yeah.
It really is, man.
And speaking of adventures, your books, by the way, Jenny, are making their rounds through the New England area currently.
Okay.
And I believe that next they will be sent to Ohio.
Well, yes, because after we get the authors over there signed, none of them have contacted me about postage, so I've been waiting on that. And then I figure after that we'll get them sent to Raz. That way he and Ron and Mom specifically asked for Pyle to sign as well somewhere.
Okay.
Okay.
Because she loves her Ohio boys.
We should finally have the cards ready to go here anytime now too.
Oh,
brutal.
Hold on just a second. I got this. I'm gonna. Oh, where do I find the thing?
I don't know. I just
And I got books for Dell to send to.
Okay. What am I doing? Where am I looking? Here we go. I have folders for so many things in my pictures things, and it's like, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here we are. Uploading. Ba-bam!
Oh, that is epic.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like, I got these. They go to Curtis next, right? Because Rob got them to him. So they're making the rounds because they all live within like an hour of each other or so. Like either through postage or through like, hey, let's hang out and I can trade these books with you kind of thing.
I am so good.
So they're making their big trek around the United States. These books are like fun. So Yeah.
It's going to be the
That's
best
cool,
Mother's
man.
Day present ever of all time.
Yes, and it's one of those. Sorry, they didn't get done in time, but there were issues. So
Well, yeah. Because the first person who got them had multiple holes in her feet, and walking was not a easy trek. And then she
and
sent them, and then that happened. And it is one of the most heartbreaking things ever that happened when they were on their next person. And now
yeah,
they're
I
everywhere.
I don't I just like uh so one of them was used on display at what we're talking about, for those of you who don't know, our dear Uncle Necro, James Milton Case, passed away back in December. Um, he passed away on the day that he was going to be signing the books and bringing them and dropping them off to me, because we're both in Nebraska. And instead of that, I woke up to a phone call from his sister. And she wanted to keep them for long enough to have one on display at his reception, or whatever you call it. So,
His wake thing.
yes. So after that, they got sent on, and then I've sent them on. But long story short, it's sad because he never did get them signed, because we were gonna sign them when he got here. But they were there, and it did make it meant a lot to it. So coincidentally that you had them there, it meant a really lot to his family and friends to have them there, to be able to show that, because that was one of his dreams. And they were like, look, he did it. So, yeah.
And he did it with us.
Yeah.
Now they're with Steve Van Samson. Gotta do the horns, because he can't do them when he's holding books.
Yep.
I need that picture. Please send it.
I shall send it.
Please and thank you.
You are welcome. Let me do this. I will just go to... Oh, that's really cool. Oh, nope, I sent you the wrong thing. I'm going to delete that.
Let me see
I
it
didn't
first.
realize.
Oh, it's an address.
Yeah, no, one of my friends is having some problems getting someplace to stay, and they needed information on a hotel. So I was just like sending you their hotel information, which is like, why do you want to know about a hotel in Tucson?
Because now I can stalk them.
I'm stalking you,
Okay,
Raz. I don't need to stalk them as well.
What's funny is that that's Raven, and now tried to pull up Raven, not Steve. Okay, I'm in my friends folder. And Raven,
she has dossiers on all her friends. That's fucked up, man.
Dude, I do. It's fun. But so yeah, I sent it to you.
Speaking of mental health.
Yeah. But no, I had to help him out, but he had a lot of stalkers back. Oh, just a second.
Ooh. Getting a phone call during the show.
I don't have stalkers that I know of.
I used to have a stalker when I was on cable access, and she was obsessed with me, and we actually did chat a little bit, but I didn't know her name.
Stalkers are just friends I haven't met yet.
Exactly.
And she used to see me. She used to see me mow the lawn without my shirt on, and so yeah.
And you didn't marry her?
Nope. No.
Missed connections.
But we did had some dirty chats.
There you go. Sexting for the win.
I was you know, I was pretty popular in my town. When I was doing the cable extra shows.
Nice.
I had an entire nightclub um, that played country music and everything. They were the official sponsors, and they're not in business anymore, and I'm kind of sad about that. And every Thursday they used to put my show on their big screen that they had, and
Nice.
one day I took the day off and we all hung out at the country nightclub, and sure enough they had it, and everything. So yeah, I said, "Aren't you?" It's like, "You're on there, aren't you supposed to be on there?" I was like, "No, I taped it," and it's like I gave everybody the night off. So it was really cool. It was really cool. Everything. So,
Oh yeah.
and then I used to I even had my own. I had a couple of groupies who were actually escort services. I had connections. I had connections with an adult store that's no longer in business, and
Connections. That's what the kids call it.
We did a couple of lingerie fashion shows.
Yeah, he told us about those.
Yeah, I don't think live on the show though.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is possible to be your own adult store with certain businesses.
Oh,
That's true.
I would open up an adult store like in a heartbeat.
Do you want me to hook you up
I,
with a consultant so you can
I will.
become your own adult store and you can buy your kit?
It's possible, but I literally have like zero funds to do so.
I would only want to sell monster-based sex toys because those crack me up so fucking hard.
Unfortunately, they are your normal run of the mill type thing. Because like Color Street,
So I can fuck the alien queen. That makes me sad.
And Mary Kay, those type of businesses, you can have your own adult store with that type of sale chain.
Yep, I know a couple people that do it over here.
Oh, I have ideas.
And I
have ideas.
All the things.
Dude, I have a marketing idea for you, Tom.
Shoot.
Here's what you need to do. Get up some money. Buy a bunch of those Clone a Willy kits, which are basically like molds. You can basically mold your dick into a sex toy, right? And then sell them. Tom Dogs, Tom Dongs.
Or just call them Tom Dong.
Well, I mean, but they're made by, Tom Dogs. So they're Tom Dogs, Tom Dongs.
Tom Dog's wieners.
Ask me about my wiener.
I thought about that a lot, actually. And you would be surprised at how many people would, buy that.
Money, man.
Especially if I go back to my old town of Waterbury, Connecticut. So yeah.
There you go. Show up at the lemonade stand selling Tom Dogs, Tom Dongs.
Get your wieners here. Get your wieners. It's just like fucking me.
Would you like it floppy or hard, sir?
You'd be surprised. And it's like, I was a really, really good. To me, I still think I'm still a sex symbol in my town. But Southington, now that I'm living in Southington, they don't really know me that well enough yet. But they will.
You'll know his penis soon.
Coming soon.
Coming this fall.
Just not spelled COM.
Little Allied After Dark. All right.
I've lucked out. I don't have to worry about finding one.
Yep.
Okay.
XX.
In case
Woke up
you
this.
do decide to look in it, Tom Dog, I have sent you the link to the group, and Michaela will happily talk with you about becoming a consultant if you wish.
She'll happily talk to you about Tom's dongs.
Well, not Tom's dongs, but any toys he may wish.
Awesome.
What about Voodoo Dick? Do they have Voodoo Dick?
I don't know. I haven't looked in a while about their current toys. I don't think I've looked since I've moved.
I used to have a voodoo doll that was that I got at this adult store that was sponsoring me, and I never got around to use it. Never did.
Do you guys really not know what Voodoo Dick is? Are you telling me you're not familiar with Voodoo Dick? And the story of Voodoo Dick, really? It's very famous. All right, I'll tell you the story of Voodoo Dick. So there's this long haul trucker, right? Long haul trucker, he's away from his wife a lot. You know, they had a great relationship when they got together. You know, they were very close. They fucked every day, and then when he started when he started his path, you know, to becoming a long haul trucker, he was just gone a lot, and it really upset her. It was really putting a big strain on their marriage, and you know, she really didn't want him to continue the job. You know, she's like, you know, it's going to be me or literally the highway, unless we figure our sex life out. He's like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Let's go to a toy shop. She's like, well, I don't want a toy. I want you. He's like, well, I get that, but I can call you sometimes. You know, we can kind of, you know, be passionate over the phone, have some phone sex. You can use this and think of me. And she's like, I mean, I'm willing to try it out, but I don't, you know, that seems odd to me. I've never used one of those before. He's like, let's just try it out. So they go to this sex shop. It's kind of a weird kind of CDS sex shop. And they're looking around, and you know, the guy behind the counter is like, can I help you? And he kind of explains the situation and that he's in right now, and he's looking for something special for her. And she just kind of gets embarrassed and goes up to the car, and he's like, I got this, don't worry, honey. And the owner brings out this case. It's like this black obsidian case, right? It's like very shiny. And he explains, before I take this out of the box, let me explain. This is a Voodoo Dick. Voodoo Dick is the most pleasuring dildo there is in the world. It was, you know, yeah, it was hand voodooed by Marie Laveau herself. I mean, this is some serious, you know, juju here. And the guy's like, okay, but how does it work? He's like, that's the thing, man. Come here, let me set the box. I don't want the box to hear me. And the guy's like, what the fuck, the box to hear you? Just follow me. So they go to the side room. He's like, all right, man. He's giving his voice real low. He's like, all right, dude. Here's how the Voodoo Dick works, right? You just say Voodoo Dick and tell it what you want it to do, and it just does it. That's it. He's like, this sounds like this is bullshit. He's like, I'll tell you what. I'll sell it to you for $100. Now, you notice the prices in my store. You know, a lot of the nicer dildos are like that much or more. But if for some reason it doesn't do the trick, it doesn't satisfy her properly, bring it back. Not only will I refund you your money, I'll give you the most expensive toy in the shop. On top of that, he goes like, all right, fuck it, we'll try it. He's like, now you're selling me a used dildo, right? It's not so much used. No matter how many times you use Voodoo Dick, it doesn't get dirty. It doesn't ever need cleaned. It doesn't smell. It's part of the magic. It's like self-cleaning. I was like, oh, okay, I've heard of those. The guy's selling, he's like, yeah, sure you have. Yeah, it's one of those. All right, cool. Takes some Voodoo Dick. Explains it to his wife and leaves town, you know, for his first long haul trip. And he's going to be gone for like a month. Towards the end of the month, you know, they talk, and she's kind of a little frustrated, a little upset. And he's like, haven't you tried it yet? She's like, no, you know, it's very weird. He's like, well, listen, I went out on a limb here. I'm trying to, have a better sex life with you. I need you to just at least give it a shot. So I'm going to call you tomorrow, and you're going to tell me how it went tonight. Because for the first time, I just want you to get to know it. Like we don't need to be on the phone during it for this time. Just I don't want you to be self-conscious. She's like, okay, fine. I will try it tonight, and we'll talk tomorrow. Calls the next day. She still hasn't tried it. She just can't do it. She just cannot do it. He's like, all right, I'll be home in a week. We'll figure things out. So the day he gets home, he actually gets home a day early, in fact, than he'd planned. He walks into the house to her just fucking screaming. Like he finds her in the bedroom, just, reacting like she's getting plowed, but he doesn't see anything anywhere. And it's like she's crying, but she's also moaning. It's very frightening. So he's trying to find out what's going on. And like between moans, like what he basically gets out of her is that she started using it that morning because she figured, fuck it, why not? And then, maybe they could have some fun when he got back or whatever. And she understood how to make it turn on and work, but she didn't know how to make it stop. And he panics. And he should know how to make it stop, but he's completely forgotten. He's like, fuck, what do we do? So he throws her in the car. Like he lifts her up, throws her in his car, well, his truck, and not his semi, but his truck, and drives her to the hospital. I mean, he is fucking flooring into the hospital, pulled over by the cops. And he just keeps going there for a little bit. And another cop kind of gets in front of him, pulls him to a stop. Once they get stopped, one of the cops heads on, and the other guy, gets out of his car and comes up. He's like, "Sir, what the fuck are you doing? You're driving erratically. You're speeding. You're literally going 90 and a 35 right now. What's happening? Right? Are you drunk?" Because they know, officer, I'm not drunk. Meanwhile, they're just moaning and screaming from the passenger seat. Cop draws his gun. He's like, "What the fuck is going on? What are you doing?" He's like, "Sir, nothing." He's like, "My hands are right here. I'm doing nothing. And can I step out of the car and explain to you what's happening right now and why we need to get to the hospital?" I was like, "All right, but keep your hands in the air." Keeps his hands in the air, shuts the truck, and gets away to give his wife some privacy. And he explains to the cop about Voodoo Dick, with the sex shop, the whole reason he got it in the first place. They can't make it stop. He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now? An enchanted dildo. You're telling me you're speeding," and she's acting like that because of enchanted dildo. Like, "Officer, I promise you. Come around the side of the car over there. I'm not going to show you what's happening, but like, or at least I will enough for you to know I'm not a fucking liar." He's like, "Okay, whatever." They go over there, and from his point of view, she's just thrusting a lot and screaming and moaning like they're playing a prank on him or something. So he says, "Ma'am, step out of the car." And she gasps, I can't. And he goes, "All right, this is bullshit. Voodoo Dick my ass."
What did we walk in on? I don't know, but I need to
The
drink more
normal
too.
weirdness that is some of the stories we have with Raz.
This is actually an actual known joke, by the way. I've heard it in a lot of different ways. Pyle knows a version of it too. Actually, he'll tell you a slightly different version of
I
this.
figured
Hilarious.
out what in the fuck you were talking about when you finished it, but at first I
Yeah.
was just like,
Voodoo Dick.
when you were like, I just tune in between. Sorry about the phone calls, by the way. I was just talking about Raven and how I accidentally copy pasted the hotel room. That was the hotel calling me, because it's one of those things where like, if you pay for somebody else's room and you aren't going to be there, they needed to make you send them an email saying, "Yes, I did say that I could." So I had to like talk to the guy, and then I hopped back on and they called me back because it hadn't gone through yet. It wouldn't process.
Oh.
And then like, as soon as I was like talking to him, like, "Oh wait, it just went through." But it was one of those little delays with my thing. So I had to like talk to people. So anyway, I have somebody successfully landed in a hotel room. And
Good. Send love.
no voodoo dicks near me, please. I have voodoos. I just don't need them combined. No, not gonna go that way.
That's okay. The cop didn't know how to turn it off either.
So we're yeah, okay. So
Dude, I got asked by my one of the doctors at the pain clinic that's helped me right now since the accident. He's like, he hears my voice. He's like, I know you're here because all the way back in my office, it sounds like a radio DJ has just stepped into the practice, and like that's how I identify you. Like you're the voice guy. So one day he told me that pretty soon he's going to write a voicemail message, and he wants me to do like the voicemail system for the clinic. And everybody's fucking dying laughing. So I start with the whole "in a world coming this summer" shit just to fuck with him. And then out of nowhere, he sent me a text message at home, which is fine. I talked, like, I've actually gotten friends with this guy, so I mean it's not inappropriate for him to text me. He's like, I need a favor tomorrow. Remind me that I asked you for a favor. I'm like, okay. I walked in. I was like, hey, dog, what's going on? He's like, I had this crazy idea, and you're just the guy I need. He's like, I want to do like one of those cheesy old school comedy videos, but like for chiropractics and stuff. I'm like, well, you did come to the right place. That sounds fucking hilarious. He's like, yeah. There's gonna be this guy in a giraffe costume. His name is William. I was like, Whiplash Willie. Yes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, so I used AI to write out this script, and I want you to make it better because you're a writer. And can you do the music and the jingle? I'm like, yes. Would you like me to do a video? You can do a video, Doc. I own a video production company. Could you please? I will pay you. So now I get to write a jingle and do a 30-second commercial ad for Whiplash Willie the Giraffe.
Nice.
We are so
I hope I
proud.
can do it soon.
We-
It will still not be the weirdest thing I've done, but you know, it's my brand of fuckery, so I'm down for it.
Okay. You've read a lot, if not the majority of everything I've written, because I don't know how much in the newsletters you've read.
I read all the
That's-
newsletters.
Okay, then you've read like probably everything I've written except for this newest thing that I haven't finished and shown anybody yet. So, what if you had to come up with something to say on the spot about Jennifer Elliott, the author, in your talk show host way? I wonder what that would be.
Like an introduction type of thing, or
Yeah.
Welcome author Jennifer Elliott. She's kind, imaginative, and writes just the stories that you want to read.
and she appreciates you.
Yes. And
Yes,
she does
she
it
does.
all with a smile and a hug.
Yes, I send big hugs to all of you. Thank you.
That was cool.
Oh, I got when I send the box to Dell, because I got a box I got to send to Dell with books and some other stuff in it and some Allied stuff. I have some Hellraiser stickers just for you from that horror and oddities museum I was telling you about.
Thank you.
I got you. I got special things for both of you.
I have stickers all over the floor. My like envelopes full of stickers fell on the floor that I was getting ready to do this laptop backup with. So I need to get all those so I can like. I have the one here that like when I type, my hand rubs up against, so it's wearing off. I probably shouldn't put a sticker in that position. I have it's my crow diving with the egg in its hands.
Gotcha.
Sticker. So I have a spare. So I can put that on the back and then just remember to not put stickers in that position. Because the other one is that metallic owlite sticker that John sent me a bunch of.
Oh yeah.
And that one is suffering from no damage whatsoever from being rubbed up against, because that's a high quality made metallic whatever cool ass sticker. This is like this is like matte, so it's not as durable, and it like he's getting snow in his face is what's going on. The background color in the face is wearing off just a little bit. Like the wings are great, the egg is great. It's just I rest like this part of my hand on his head all the time when I'm typing. and poor Drew. I can't reach the Drew pillow right now, but I use him to prop my elbow up so I can reach my mouse. And he's getting a little bit of wear and tear, so I'm eventually going to have to buy a new pillow, Drew. Which
Uh-oh.
which is going to be the time where I'll let everybody know that for like 10 minutes, you can buy at a discount any Get Out merchandise, because
Please.
you can only buy it when I make it live, and I will not make it live unless I need to buy something from it. So
Well, let me know ahead of time so I can make sure I have something set aside for that. And
okay.
then I can have Josh asking why we have Drew on the bed or why Danteus ran off with Drew. That's going to be
Saying, Get
interesting.
out. He can use it for nightmares. Like if the monsters come, he can just hold up Drew with Get Out, and it'll be great.
That'll be awesome.
That is epic.
Poor Drew. Oh, you missed it, Raz. Right when we were starting the show, I got the giggles because I was like doing all this stuff, blah blah blah, and I got to get on the show. And he was like, "Good on you, you beautiful soup soul." So I'm
Evening
thinking,
soup.
yes. I'm like, I'm beautiful evening soup. I have not gone back and watched that again because I think if I
Oh,
do
I
my
have a couple
throat will
times.
rebel. I need to re-record that, but it's another one of those things where it's like that takes 3 hours.
Well, we got to do a new 24-hour stream this year at some point.
Yeah, I just don't know when we want to do that.
This is my wrestling prop.
Hell yeah! What was the date of the
Nice.
last one we did?
It came up just a little bit ago. Like it was a few days ago, I think. A year ago. No, it popped up in my on this day memory thing.
Oh,
So I had like a bunch of them because we had to put each one because we can only do so many hours, you know?
yeah,
So it
yeah.
was like chunk of 24 hours.
We definitely need to do that again soon. Then
Yeah.
we had the scheduling down really well last time, as far as like what everything was going to go. Like all that worked out really, really well. We just need more people to help, so it's a little easier.
Yeah. And I need to get a better.
2nd of February.
Oh wow! So it's been we missed that mark hard
No, we only missed by a week so far.
so far. Yeah, I mean I can definitely do it once the Valentine's Day stuff is over. So we should probably have a meeting really soon about that, not during a show, and figure out what day we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do some fun stuff together for it.
Oh.
I have hurt many backs with this. It's actually very, very durable. Very durable.
It looks
Oh my
like
god.
it.
That's the other news I forgot to tell you guys. I knew there was something big I was forgetting to tell you guys. I'm going back to wrestling in a fun way for sure. It looks like I'll be helping with writing and being one of the color commentary announcer for Federation. Don't know when, sometime soon. And we're also going to try and produce like an outdoor, like outside show in I think August.
Nice.
So like that was really cool. And then when I was doing Hardcore Heels with Steven on Thursday, I put out a challenge that anyone that remembered me back when I was a wrestler and wanted to challenge me, I would come back to the ring one time and one time only for a death match. So threw that challenge down.
But
threw that challenge down officially.
So is that the official name now? Hardcore Heels or something like that?
That's the one that Steven's doing right now. So like Steven's doing his in place of Matt's until Matt's comes back. Until Matt's and Monsters comes back.
Oh, okay.
But it's also a very different show. It's very different.
Oh, okay. Because I wanted to make sure I get the correct name of the show before I shot you guys out.
Yeah.
On my 2 Wrestling Prime shows.
I wanted to do, there's currently Black Canary has Best of the Best out, and it's a series of her fight. God, I can't remember who she's fighting. Hold on. I should know this, but it's not a character that I was very familiar with. Black Canary, Best of the Best. She is fighting a bare knuckle brawl against. Okay, come on, tell me who it's with. Ryan Sook's doing it. Otto Schmidt is drawing it. Why doesn't it say who she's fighting?
I don't know.
Don't know. Oh, Lady Shiva. Okay.
Okay.
So they're doing like a 9-round fight, but they can't use any of their powers. They can only, like, Canary can't use her voice, whatever. You can only like fight through the whole thing. And there's some backstory and her training and the why she's doing this going on. But through it all, there's the commentators going through the match and like what's against them, what's for them, what they're doing. Oh my God, and stuff. And once again, it has John Suntress, who does Word Balloon and has also been in like Spider-Man before a character was named after him. He was Principal Suntress in Ultimate Spider-Man. He is one of the, they have Mouthy Johnny Suntress or something like that, is one of the wrestling or the boxing commentators. And that was something that he actually did back in the day. And so I've been wanting to try to organize a live read of that and have like him with somebody else who is also got the commentating voice going on so they can back and forth and do stuff. And then like the rest of the story going on in the background. But I think it would be really, really fun. It's just a matter of, the problem is that the letterer didn't ink like color by color. So unless you see them mention one of the other person's name, you can't quite be sure in the commentary which one of them is saying it if it isn't showing them. So when it's showing the mat, you're like, okay, and that's one thing. Gotta love your letterers, guys. Letterers work really hard, but their job, and I'm not saying this person is doing a bad job, but their job is to make sure that you can follow the story as well as possible without interference. And if you're having both people talking back and forth and you aren't separating them by side to side or a little bit of color or something like that, you're losing your readers.
Yeah,
they don't know who's talking. True. So they don't know if they're like correcting themselves or they're talking back with the others, because both things happen. So no offense. I'm not trying to diss on you, dude, but just saying.
Get your shit together.
Yes, it's. I'm not going to call out like who it is or anything like that, but yeah, it's.
You know who you are and you know what you did.
It gives you an appreciation for really, like, Rob Lee is my favorite letterer out there. He's just amazing. And you can follow every single thing he does, and his sound effects, like the way they go together. And he does like the transparent background ones, and some of them where like the lettering is like the background but more in focus than the actual background. It just, you can read that story and you're just like, fuck yeah, dude. And like you were talking about Ghost Machine, he is lettering everything at Ghost Machine right now. So,
oh yeah,
you know, you get his distinctive style going on that it's built up over the years, and Ghost Machine has its own specific fonts that are used for everything. But like, it's stuff you got to pay attention to, you know.
Right.
I was thinking it would be really fun to have a book, and instead of having it narrate, or like instead of having it illustrated, having a letterer go in and do like some of the sound effects for you, or if somebody has a very specific voice, like having them write that part of, you know, like different characters, and having it all done in different lettering techniques. But it would be ridiculously expensive to get it in print. But I think that'd be a fun deal at some point.
Yeah, it would be. I'd like it.
I would too. I'm a fontaholic though, so.
You are. It's not a bad thing.
Excuse me, that is sans serif. You aren't going to use that on mine, right? Right. Okay. Because I am a serif font girl. And yes, there are some weird, spooky fonts that do include serifs. So, if you would like to know, contact me. I probably have purchased them if they weren't
So that's
free.
your favorite font?
Anything. Serifs are
Font
when they
type.
have, like a sans serif is like Comic Sans where there's no like
Yeah.
lines going underneath. Like if you have an A, a capital A, you have A. If you have a little line and then the thing at the bottom of it that shows the end caps of each letter, like an F would have something at the bottom and on each side, that is serif. And to me, I can read them more distinctly. So like because it cuts off each letter. It's hard for a lot of people with like dyslexia sometimes to read some of those fonts. Comic Sans and some of the others are more set up for them.
That's true.
And I just have problems anymore. I'm nearsighted, but I can read a book that's like here in front of me. I don't need to get bifocals. I can just take them off and read it there. But when I'm like doing podcasting and stuff, I have my screen up and I have like a Word document up that'll be at like Book Antiqua 14 size font, and it might be enlarged even a little bit for me to be able to read it while I'm doing stuff from the computer. It doesn't have to be quite that big but there are comic books recently that I've gotten. I was just reading Seance in the Asylum, which is great, but it has part of the font coming in as old-timey writing in a script, which is a different style of font as well, which you can have serif or sans serif, but script is when it looks like somebody's writing it instead of it being like typed. And so it usually curls together and looks like old-timey handwriting. And it's so small that I had to blow up the screen to read it to like 180% on the pages that was used on, which means that if I had it in a regular comic in front of me, there's no way I could have read it because I needed to have like the panels that would be this big blown up to about this big to actually be able to see what was said because the font was so unreadable. And
Yeah.
the rest of the font was fine that they did in normal talking, but these little passages, and it was like, okay, I get you're going old timey. You change the color of the background so that you could see that that's written on like old parchment instead of regular paper. But you need to actually select a font that isn't so scrunched up that it's completely unreadable to anybody without a magnifying glass.
Yes.
And I don't want to be that guy. Like, and it looked really cool. And I've read like From Hell by Alan Moore,
Yeah.
very cool. But some of the font choices are really hard to read. Be right back.
Dun dun dun.
I've been
I can't tell if that was a promise or a threat.
both.
Okay.
I've been trying to work with that sentiment that I came back on in, and I apologize, stomach issues tonight. And with that, to make the ads for the different things for the two books coming out, and have the script, but a easily read Gothic print like thing.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of thought process.
Yeah.
But nobody's dressed. Only one person is dressed in that style of clothing of all the authors. Only one author picture is dressed in the what you'd expect for the adventure thing. So yeah. But then you have me in my pink flowery pants and my pink shirt in a graveyard.
It happens.
So yeah, but it's and then it's actually something that people should think more about. If you're going to go for cool, go for not scrunched up so people can read.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you need to reapply more tape?
Yes.
Or is it foil?
Yes. I gotta like make this more durable. And yeah, it's starting to wear off because I had it for so long. And the tape's wearing off. And this is underneath here is like a very thick piece of cardboard. So it
Okay.
has that sound, and
Okay.
it hurts. It hurts when you more so on the head,
Oh,
but it makes a better sound if you smash it on somebody's back. And
Yeah.
so yeah, this is my group there, the XWO Extreme World Order. I could tell you stories about that.
that.
We were basically the hardcore version of the New World Order at the time when I started the group, and we were making this rib that we were saying that, oh, look at the New World Order, they're separated because of the fact they found out what we're doing and they're afraid of us. So
I don't know if you guys have an Academy store close to where you are, but I might suggest getting one of they have Targets about the same size to use, and then you can cover that. And it's actually really durable. It stands out. It stood up multiple hurricanes since I've moved in,
nice.
and they were using it before I moved here. So that it though that could be a suggestion.
Yeah. His name is X Block.
Mm.
His name is X Block.
X Block.
Could be X Block's brother that you beat stuff with. I don't know.
Yes.
Nice
I
X Block
sorted. I
reference,
don't
though. I
do
like
that
it.
often.
Yes. He first started off in 1990 in the early stages. He was originally named Blockhead, and he didn't have a face until after I used it the first time. It was just basically we made the illusion that it was a piece of a table, and
So Plague.
yeah. so I put it on there, and we did this spot because one of the things that was so popular on Wrestling Prime back in the day was hostile takeovers, and
Hell yeah.
so since hostile takeovers was such a huge thing, we did our own thing, and we had there was a guy that was coming out there that was working at the studio. He was actually doing some editing. He had a different show. He was called the Landlord of Love, but when he came on to do that spot with us, he was known as Bandsaw, and so we did this spot where I'm tied up in his car, and I broke free, and I took this when it was just a piece of a table. I came in there, bashed him one time in the back with it. It sounded like a gunshot. It literally sounded like a gunshot. And so this became my right hand prop ever since. I named him Blockhead. But then as I started coming up with started doing more storylines on the show, becoming more popular, I gave it more of a name and called it X Block.
That's awesome.
And this is actually the Mark II X Block, because the Mark I was lost in an indie show in Long Island, New York. And even then, it couldn't be destroyed. There was one of the guys there that we had a feud with. His name is Danny Justice. Happy birthday to him, by the way. And he took the original X Block and put it on the turnbuckle, trying to destroy it. He could not destroy it. He could not. So this is the Mark II X Block, because after it got lost, and so I put this little ditty together, and ever since it's been with me. Ever since it actually survived. It was one of the survivors of the fire. So that's how good that was. Luckily, it wasn't in the same. Luckily, it wasn't in the same room as the fire. Thank God. It was in the garage. It was in the garage with all my other stuff, and but yeah, it was really awesome.
Oh yeah.
That is awesome, and I'm glad you weren't in the same room as the fire, and you
Right.
lived. I'm
Yep.
glad. That is amazing. And I'm not. And I was not saying get rid of him. I was saying give him a brother to help beat things up.
I wanted to do this spot where he had a wife and kids. He had like little, because I had little ones. I had like little pieces of that thick cardboard, and I was just gonna call him his his little cubes or something like that, and just chuck it at people.
That would be cool.
Yeah, but that was a long thing, but yeah, he's took a lot of damage, and I took most of it. Sometimes to the head, but not so much on the back. But yeah, this is very durable.
That is cool. He is
Okay.
awesomeness.
Yeah. As
So
a matter
what'd you
of
think
fact,
about?
Huh?
Go ahead.
I will actually demonstrate how durable it is, because it's been a while.
We get a show.
I don't know if that came out.
Oh yeah, we can hear it.
Oh, okay.
We can hear it.
So, if you're wondering why I got a headache tomorrow, you'll know why.
What a blockhead, Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So what'd you think about Royal Rumble, man?
It was good. It was really good. I always
That
love,
ladder
I always
match,
love
man.
Oh my God! I'm surprised that Kevin Owens is still standing after that spot that he took with the with that Arn Anderson slam there.
The one that worried me the most was when he finally got the ladder in and wedged it between the ropes and the other ladder, and he slammed Cody onto it. The ladder had moved a little bit, and you could tell that neither of them realized the ladder had moved past the mark, because when he went to turn around and slam it, he misjudged it. And what people didn't quite notice, unless you were really paying attention, was he slammed his own the edge of his head into the ladder and laid on the mat and looked like he was completely out. And that's when Nick came down and like tried to call off the match at first.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I don't know how either of them survived that, dude, because that's the match type that took me out. Like, that ended my career. So like, I'm like, we're at the hotel in Michigan, and I wanted to watch it, so I went outside to just watch it from the car, because I didn't want to wake her up, because I knew I was gonna start yelling at the screen and shit, because I always do during wrestling, fun shit during wrestling matches. But that one, I was on the edge of my seat, like freaking the fuck out about like just all the damage they were taking, man. And I swore that neither of them were gonna be able to walk. And then Cody got up and did everything that he did, and and then of course Monday, you saw Kevin. But like, I just don't know how they survived it, dude. I've been on record saying this is the greatest ladder match since Shawn and Razor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And there hasn't been too many ladder matches other than the Money in the Bank ones, but
yeah, it's always just Money in the Bank or like TLC or a ladder's there, but it's not the focus.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought Kevin Owens severed his spine after that spot there, and that worried me a lot more. But yeah, he was in a lot of pain after that.
I don't know how they survived. All the matches were great though. All the fucking matches and both the Rumbles were fucking fantastic. But like, that one was, for a mid card match, that one was the big duck.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of laugh at when Nikki Bella came out.
I didn't even give a shit about her.
They showed they showed this bar in Texas or something like that, and they said, "Oh, and Michael Cole, he's trying to sell the crowd and everything. It's like, oh, listen to the crowd. The crowd is going nuts and everything at this bar in Texas. They're just sitting here like this."
Yep. Yep.
I
That was
could
hilarious.
not stop laughing. That shit was so funny.
The whole skit they did to put Speed in the Rumble, that one had me laughing so hard, dude. Because after Braun Breaker breaks him, he throws him out, and Otis has him, just fucking flips him over his head. He lands, bounces off the announce table, and is laying on the floor. About 10 minutes later, out of nowhere, Michael Cole goes, "Oh my God, Speed, he's waking up. He's typing in his chat room. What's he saying? He's telling his follower, asking his followers where he is right now. Speed, you're on the floor, buddy. Wake up." It's like, what the fuck? I was dying.
I was like, you know, between that spot and that kick that he took from Randy Orton at WrestleMania, I couldn't. It was like, you know, bring him back some more, because I just like him seeing him get thrown around like a rag doll.
It's fun. Yeah, that was when he was inside the Prime bottle.
And I'm not even a I Show Speed guy, because he's a Logan Paul kiss ass, and
yeah. Well, I'm hoping they're going to build up them against each other kind of thing.
That's where I'm going to the bathroom.
Well, I mean, I think people actually like him, but no one likes Logan Paul.
Nobody likes Logan Paul. I don't like Speed either. I really don't. He comes out as too annoying, and you know, he's just like, you know. I saw some of his videos, and I'm like, really?
At least he didn't go to Japan to the suicide forest and show video footage of dead bodies and get kicked out of fucking Japan.
Oh yeah. Well, that wasn't the only thing that Logan Paul did. He was also.
Oh, I know.
He was damaged. He was like, he can no longer go to Japan, and that's why, you know, when WWE did a show in Japan, he had to back out, because in reality, he's not supposed to be. He's actually banned from the country.
They were busting his balls on a talk show recently, and he said, actually, I'm not actually banned. I'm just not going to go back unless they invite me. And everybody's dying laughing. Like, wrestlers and everybody are just fucking dying laughing. Like, dude, why the fuck would they invite you there? We know you're banned. That's why you couldn't go on tour with us. He's like, shut up, man. That's not even true. And they're like, dude, come on. Yes, it is. That was dumb as fuck.
Exactly. And, you know, I once did a rant about him, and I almost got a heart attack because of him. Because my face after that I saw that video, my face was so redder than one of those Solo cups. That's how red my face got, and I came this close to getting a heart attack because of it.
Yeah, dude's a real piece of shit as a human being.
Yeah. And,
like, he's such a piece of shit. Like, I don't even care about him as a wrestler, and I just get bored with even matches I should like, that should be interested in, because he's in.
It's like I've never tried Prime, that Prime energy drink. I will never do a product review of that. I would never do it, or anything that's affiliated with him in any way. Same thing with that. Well,
he's getting sued over Prime now. Like, there's a big lawsuit over it and shit.
Yeah, that's why you're not seeing him as much. And that's
here you are all over Ohio, because all the gas stations are trying to get rid of them. So like a lot of the gas stations around here, you can get one for $1 if you get a fountain drink, you can get one for $1.
I wouldn't even give them 10 cents in a bargain bin at Dollar General.
Right.
And you know, and I don't know if you noticed, but there's no Prime logo anywhere in WWE anymore.
Yep.
I think they dropped him as a sponsor.
They had to, because I'm not seeing. They always had the Prime thirst quench stations and all that shit. I haven't seen any of that lately.
Yeah. Especially when they moved over to Netflix.
Yep.
And
well, after the Vince thing, they doubled down all over again with Slim Jim.
Yeah, they're pushing more of that because Macho Man.
Yep. LA Knight
and everything.
is in the new commercial. Who was it? I can't remember. Is it Xavier Woods in LA Knight? I can't remember.
I know LA Knight. I think Xavier Woods was in a couple of them.
Okay.
I know. Xavier
Well, I just saw a
Woods
commercial with both of them in it recently, like together,
Yeah.
and like driving in a car. Like it was during Royal Rumble.
Yeah. That one was with Bianca Belair.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there's also another one too. Because I know Xavier Woods and Kofi was doing also Old Spice.
Yeah. They were doing. Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember. I got to go back and watch that. I got to figure out who else was in there. Did you see that they brought back Fandango?
Yeah. I did. It was amusing.
But he's on NXT, so that's good. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, over on Hardcore Heels, we're counting down the time when AEW finally is no longer in existence. We're pretty sure that that's going to get ran into the ground because it already pretty much is.
Yeah, but they got a
Every
good
time they
story.
do it,
they have a real good storyline right now between Mariah May and Tony Storm.
But that's one of the only good things they got going on.
It is really good, and I can't wait for this Saturday. That's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
I've
still yet to watch an AEW show.
I've been plugging the hell out of AEW after that. So, you know,
me and Steven get a lot of hate because we love a lot of the wrestlers. You know, they go over to AEW. We respect everybody, but Tony is such a fucking moron that it's just bad, man. It's like watching the worst parts of Vince, Eric Bischoff, and Ted Turner in one person.
I did a couple of live streams. I don't know if you caught that, but I did a couple of live streams for Dynamite and just recently Collision.
Oh, yeah. I heard, actually, I saw the match, OVW, where Dude Love came back for a match. Well, not more for an appearance than anything.
Who did?
Dude Love.
Oh, nice.
One of the faces of Foley. Yep. It was an OVW match. And apparently someone was talking shit and attacked Mick Foley. So, of course, Dude Love comes out and whoops his ass. I loved it, dude.
Wow, have mercy, baby.
I was joking around on Heels that they needed to do one more time where Foley comes back and does all his personalities in the Rumble like he used to.
Oh, my God. That would be so fun.
See, like half of one costume, half of another, and watching him throw himself out of the ring, I think is the best thing I've seen in my entire life. Jack just eliminated Dude Love.
One outfit he can come out as he can come out as Dude Love, then take the shirt off, it'll be Mankind. Then after that, actually no, Mankind first, take the button down shirt off, it'll be Dude Love. Then after that, he'll take off the tie-dye shirt, it'll be Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
That would be
and then beneath all that, there's just a flannel, and then it's just Mick Foley.
Yeah.
It's Triple H, all his personalities. The Dude Love glasses is on underneath the Mankind mask. Like it's the whole. There's layers, man.
Yeah. But
he's an onion of a wrestler.
I did do a couple of nitpicking on the Royal Rumble because they kind of gave away a spoiler about John Cena. I don't know if you caught that because they were advertising him to be a part of the Elimination Chamber match.
They said he was going to be at Elimination Chamber. They didn't say he was going to be in the Elimination Chamber match itself. Yeah. They just said he was going to be at Elimination Chamber. So everybody just figured, okay, cool. He's going to either be a guest or he's going to wrestle somebody. Maybe it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because some people will like wrestle over the right to use their entrance. You know, their free pass.
Yeah. I kind of sleuthed it because I was like, okay, they're advertising him to be at the PLE, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, so yeah, he's not going to win the Royal Rumble, and then that part I
Wait.
got correct, but then the next night, and then on Raw he qualified, he's qualifying for the Elimination Chamber match.
We didn't qualify. He just took a spot.
Yeah.
He said, "I've been with this company for a long time. It was offered to me, and I decided to take it."
And
I can't blame him for that.
yeah,
I like him as a person. I just don't care about John Cena, the wrestler. But
yeah,
I am excited though for him, which is making me excited about his character for his retirement run, because I think that's really cool. I think that's a really cool thing to do as a wrestler, to have a retirement run.
yeah, because I think they are pushing him to have, I think they're hinting at a push for him to win the title at some point before
Right.
before his official last match.
Well, it's going to be a title he hasn't had yet, probably.
Yeah, and because I think they want to push the world title on him.
Possibly.
Hey guys.
Yep.
I've got some shit going on. Sorry, I keep popping in and popping out, but as we're 3 hours in, I'm gonna drop for the night so I can handle the rest of this.
Okay.
Sorry about that. It's just a lot of stuff is happening, and I have to keep bumping in and out and stuff. But I will see you guys all tomorrow night. And Brad Kosker loves you, and I love you. And it was good to see you guys tonight. I will see you tomorrow.
All right. Be
forward to
safe.
it.
Love you.
Love you too.
Ah, it's the creepy view.
and then word got out about Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I can't stand her. That was the one. It was a great match, and she deserved the win. I mean, cool, she was great. I just don't care about Charlotte Flair. So,
and there was people online that if a word got leaked out that Charlotte Flair was going to win the Rumble because they're pushing her to win the championship.
well, because she doesn't have much time left in the company. You can tell her injuries are man. She's back, but probably not for a super long time.
Yeah, and sorry about that, but yeah, it's like, and another mistake that they made about Charlotte Flair is that they advertised her to be back. I wanted her to be like nobody knew that she was going to come back.
Yeah, same.
It would have been a hell of a lot better, and I think the reaction would have been a lot better too if she was number 30 and nobody knew that she was coming back.
Like how they brought in Alexa.
Yeah, and John
Cena. Love that. Yep. Well, no, we knew John Cena was going to be at the Rumble. He said he was going to be at the Rumble.
No, I'm talking about like a long time ago when he when nobody knew that John Cena came in as number 30 in Madison Square Garden. That was cool. He won, and I think he won that one too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and that was a good Royal Rumble. That was really good.
Oh yeah.
And
Teddy Sprinkles.
Yes.
Exactly.
Rainbow or chocolate?
Lost, please. We always need chocolates in the shape of breasts.
Yep. You do?
It's somehow easier to get chocolates in the shape of dicks, which is odd. That is
so chocolate dicks and gummy dicks and.
What's really bad is when you get gummy lighthouses, but they melt a little bit, and then you end up with dicks.
Oh my God, there is this Robin Williams movie. It's him and Edward Norton. It's called Death to Smoochie, where Robin Williams plays like this major like children's TV actor. Then he gets disgraced, and he's making these cookies. He's making dick cookies to sneak into the show. So Smoochie, the dinosaur, whatever the fuck Smoochie is, played by Edward Norton, who's replaced him, is going to pull out these cookies for the kids, and it's going to disgrace him. And while he's making it, like he says every word or like nickname for a penis there is, like One-Eyed Willie, Love Monkey, Red Rocket. Like he's saying all the names while he's making the fucking cookies, like hobo style over a trash can on fire. And then he sneaks them into the show. Then he leaves and he watches like from afar, like the show, and like all of a sudden they bring out the cookies for Smoochie to give all the kids. And he's just like, "Here you go, kids, it's cookie time." And when the kids hold the cookie up, and you can tell there's balls, there's a cock. I mean, it's a penis. And he's like, this kid goes, "This cookie looks like a," and he's about to say dick. And Smoochie goes, "A rocket ship," and everybody's going, "Rocket ship," and Robin Williams just starts fucking screaming and cussing and kicks over his beard. Like, what the fuck? It's the weirdest Robin Williams movie ever, and it's fucking brilliant. It even involves the Irish Mafia and ice skating for some reason.
Did you ever see
Yes.
1 Hour Photo?
That's the second weirdest one he's ever made, and that was one hell of a like horror suspense movie.
I love that movie.
It's a good one.
Love that movie. And he played a really good role in that one. It was like, and he was just like this creepy guy that was working at a photo booth and everything like that, and he was like obsessed with this family, and
Yep.
and gave their daughter a camera and said, "Here, you can have this. This is for free." And he actually got in trouble for that and everything. And he was like, "Oh my god!"
Yep. And he was making double rolls of their films of their pictures to keep, and
because he was obsessed with the woman.
yep, that was a fucked up movie, man. It's good though.
Yeah, it was.
Now I want to watch them again. Only one of them I have. The other one died in a tornado.
You ever seen Novocaine with Steve Martin?
Second time in his life he was a dentist in the movie.
Yeah. That one was pretty crazy too. It had Laura Dern and that guy that played Casey Jones in the Turtles movie.
Yep.
That was a good movie.
That was good, dude. So I was thinking about the other day, and I can't remember what the fuck it was. It's a movie called Happiness. It's an indie film. It's really fucking weird. Like, it's one of those things where there's a big family of people, but like you don't know they're a family until like later into the movie because all the little side stories are coming together to where they're at the dinner table talking, and you realize, oh, okay, they're all related. They're all friends. Cool. Like one of the parts of the story is one of them is murdered someone and is keeping the body parts in their fridge. I don't know, it was a weird movie, and I just randomly remembered it the other day, and now I got to go watch it again. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but I've been going through a lot of David Lynch stuff first since he passed recently.
Now I'm curious. Because it sounds familiar.
Happiness or David Lynch?
Both.
Happiness was just a weird one-shot indie movie, man. It's a weird movie. David Lynch, of course, is Mr. Twin Peaks himself, and very many other amazing things.
I love David Lynch.
I was sad when he died, man. That was real recent.
Yeah. Twin Peaks, I saw a few times, and that was a good show. And then when they tried to bring it back, it kind of lost its luster.
Well, they had the original run, and they did a movie that was a sequel called Firewalk with Me.
Yes.
And then it disappeared for a while, and then they did that little reboot thingy.
Yeah.
I know they're rebooting a bunch of weird shit right now, like Heroes. They did Heroes. They went away for a while because the writer's strike killed the show. Then they brought it back with Heroes Reborn. I guess now they're redoing it now. So that's about to come out soon. They're talking about Friday the 13th, the series about the haunted pawn shop. I've been hearing like talks about that now. Odd projects. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is about to go through a reboot officially, and so is Return of the Living Dead.
I wish I could find Nightmare Cafe. Really liked that series. One of my favorite ones.
That one was good. It was good.
There is a movie that I just found out is on Tubi, and I can get to it because the search engine is closed because they were doing the Super Bowl on Tubi.
Yeah. Yep.
How I've been doing that is I've been searching it in Google, and when it says it comes up on Tubi, click on the link that it has for Tubi, and then you get straight to the movie.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how you get around that.
Yep.
And right now, Brenda Richardson has me wondering why Woody and Buzz need a Dalek as a friend.
Well, one of my favorite movies, indie films, is actually on there, and I'm glad for that because now I can watch it again. And it's called Galactic Gigolo. It's actually it stars one of my friends who just recently passed away not too long ago. His name is Carmine Capabianco, and I am actually good friends with him because he used to do a cable access show at the same studio that I was doing the shows on.
Nice.
And so yeah, I haven't seen him in so years, and when there was a horror fest back in 2019. I found out that he was there. I had to go see him, and he actually signed one of his movies that I bought for him, and it's not Galactic Gigolo. It's not Galactic Gigolo, but this is actually one of his finer films. It's called Psychos in Love.
Yep, I've seen that one too.
And he runs a strip club, and he has a dislike of grapes, and anybody that talks about anything grape related, he goes nuts and kills them. Becomes a serial killer. And he also falls in love with a woman that has the same obsession. So yeah, it's a pretty cool movie. I like that. So yeah, those are my two favorite Carmine movies that I liked, and yeah, so we reunited at that time and everything like that. He didn't remember me at first, but then when I told him about Fun Stuff with Carmen, that was a show that he used to do in Waterbury. He also ran a video store too in town, and so which was called Fun Stuff Video, and yeah, he passed away not too long ago, and so yeah, I've been remembering him ever since.
Oh yeah, man.
I bring him up sometimes too. So I still got to like do a couple of movie reviews too, and everything.
It's a good way to keep them in your thoughts, man.
Absolutely. Plus, it's really cool to see some old shots of Waterbury because he did the films in Waterbury, Connecticut. So he had his own. He had
the home of Tom's Dongs.
Mm-hmm. So, but now I'm in Southington, and I actually love it a lot better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I came up with this. I came up with this superhero who was also in our wrestling group, and we got this guy to play a wrestler called Mr. Waterbury, and his thing is that he was Waterbury's superhero, and the original concept of Mr. Waterbury, he had a mask, but the mask, I got this mask for him, and it was actually a dominatrix mask. So I was shopping around for masks, and I just happened to be at this adult store in town, and so there was this mask over there. I said, you know what? Mr. Waterbury would look good wearing that mask, and it was pretty funny. But then he converted from wearing that mask to just a ski mask. So, and Mr. Waterbury, everybody was making it look like he's like a crook or something like that and everything, but he's supposed to be a superhero, but he loses every single match. that was his stick. That, you know, he was basically our talent enhancer.
He was the super jobber.
Yeah. And so yeah, that was really funny. And he actually had an arch villain too. His name was Super Driver, and Super Driver he was this trucker, and and this is basically, we were panning it out that Super Driver was actually this guy that was was responsible for creating Mr. Waterbury. Because he was a truck driver carrying all this toxic waste all over here around town, and then he hit a pothole in Waterbury and hit on this regular guy, and so now he's just
Like the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah, but only he loses.
They just officially announced that they are doing this several year long. No, not the remake. They're releasing it finally. It's been made for a while.
Yeah.
They've been trying to find a way to release it for like almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's going to come out at the very end of August for limited engagement in theaters, and then straight to streaming and like DVD.
Nice.
I'm excited as fuck.
I don't even know if the trailer came out yet.
A long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Long time ago.
I wonder what the because I know Lloyd Kaufman, I think, is still doing it. Is still in charge of that.
No. He was a consultant and he owned the rights to it, so he's listed as like an executive producer or something. But no, dude, a lot of famous people are in it too.
Oh, nice.
It had a big budget.
That's good.
Peter Dinklage is actually.
Yeah, he's going to play a villain in that movie.
No. He's the hero.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he is playing Toxie. Yeah, that's right.
Toxie before the toxic sludge hits him. Yeah. It looks awesome though, and absolutely hilarious.
I hope we get to see what he looks like. You know, unless they're going to keep that a secret until the movie finally comes out.
I think they're going to keep that more of a secret until the movie comes out, probably.
Okay. I just hope.
Well, I mean, they did a release, a viewing of it at this big event, and then they expected within like a couple months to have distribution. Then distribution fell through. Although the movie is very highly rated, like critics and people loved it, and for some reason, I think it's just the schlockiness factor of it. But they finally found a way to release it.
Nice. I can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Toxic Avenger fan.
I also saw the cartoon. You ever saw the cartoon?
Toxic Crusaders. I had not only had it, I had the video game for Sega and the action figures.
Action figures was done by the same people who did Turtles.
Mm-hmm. I'm I'm in the special features for the. I think it was the 20th anniversary edition of the movie. I think it was the 20th. I did it as a favor to Uncle Lloyd, and he said, "Raz, if you say that the first time you ever masturbated was the shower scene in Toxic Avenger 1, I will give you a free box set of everything I have and sign all of it." I was like, "Well, I'd have done it for free, but hell yeah." We were at a convention. I fucking did it.
Nice.
I've never seen it. He assures me it's in there. I've never seen it. And I was shrooming when I did that too. But yeah, I was shrooming. I remember what convention that was now.
I have many ways to see that movie. That movie's so awesome.
I love them all. Yep.
Citizen Toxie was pretty crazy.
Yeah, you really got to watch all the Sergeant Kabuki man before that because they tie in.
Yeah. But I like the three-way that they had in that movie though. Citizen Toxie.
That was funny. Well, it is getting late, and I got dinner to go eat still.
Oh, you haven't finished?
12.
I thought you were eating beforehand.
I ate part of it.
Okay, so you did like I did. I ate about half my food.
Yeah, I literally ate half my food. Yep.
Okay, then thank you all for being here, and thank you guys for letting me listen to all the things as I learned the lore of the wrestling.
And Voodoo Dick.
Yes, so much more to learn. And I don't think a lot of people understand how much lore is in wrestling.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
So
especially backyard wrestling.
I guess good night all. And if you don't know where to find us by now, you know where to come ask, okay?
Yeah.
You know where to come ask
Exactly.
by now. Always
Make
face
sure
up the
face hug.
subscribe button. Always watch the horror movies. Always read the horror books. And come back and find us. Mwah! Bye, everyone.
Later.